Good morning.
All right. What is up? A tremendous Saturday to you. Welcome to this program. We got
Happy
Star Trek
Saturday.
at 6 today. Yeah, Saturday. Here we are. Saturday morning, Star Trek at 60. We got Johnny. We got Graham. Introduce yourselves and maybe tell us if tell us about Star Trek. How Star Trek, touched you as a child, and not in that way. Start with you, John. How did you like? Where did you first see Star Trek?
Where did I first see Star Trek? I saw it when, basically, because I'm as old as Star Trek. My mom introduced me to Star Trek at 5, and we used to watch it. That along with the afternoon, it was all in black and white. So you had King Kong come on first, the movie, because they overplayed that in the 70s, and then Star Trek. Nice. And I always wanted to be the Captain Kirk, but my brother loved Spock, so we used to do that for Halloween. So if you can imagine two little kids running around Livermore, California, dressed as Star Trek characters.
Nice.
It was awesome. Camping.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, there's the weird kids that dress like Star Trek.
Awesome. What about you, Graham?
So my dad, we didn't get a color TV until I think I was like 6 or 7. So, and this is in the 80s even, but my dad loved the original series, and he would watch it. It was one of those, it'd be on in reruns and syndication or whatever, late night. After Muppet Show or Amazing Stories or whatever, and then Star Trek. So, and my dad would be like, "Oh yeah," and let me stay up late with him and watch it. And then when he heard that they were doing a reboot, he was like, "Oh man, that's going to be good." And I'm like, "Really? You think so?" Like, I don't know, man. And I was how old was I when TNG came out? I think I was like 8 or 9 when TNG first came out, and man. Once that was one of the shows that I would stay up late, and watch, because I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday nights. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock, I think, and you'd be all tired for school the next day, but man, was it worth it. And then, from there on down, I got more curious about it. So I watched the films and just kind of went full bore. And then one of the first girlfriends I had, she was like full on Trekkie, like going to conventions and shit, or like you said, the weird kid dressing up like it. I'm like, cool. I dig it. I like freaks.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I was younger. I don't know. It would have been the 70s, early 80s, and because the show was on, of course, in syndication everywhere at different times, different things. I think it was maybe I saw it on a Saturday afternoon as a young person, but I remember the first one I saw was The Devil in the Dark. As a 9 or 10-year-old, that scared the shit out of me, man. That one, I was just, holy, this weird giant pizza alien, and it's like, but somehow it stuck with me all these years. And got to a point where I think I saw Star Trek 3 in the theater. Was the first one I saw in the theaters, and then I hadn't missed one since. it's just been a part of my existence. And as a crazy mentally ill collector, I just have just thousands and thousands of things, videos, books, and little plastic men, and just
Yep.
You have the most awesome collection.
this is not even a portion of it. It's just what I could fit behind me in the camera. But yeah, so what do you guys think about what are your favorite sort of, out of all, because there's, we've got Star Trek, we got Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and
Sure.
then Kurtzman Trek, and the movies. What do you think? What's your favorite series? What's your favorite movies? We'll start with you, Graham.
Favorite series is a tough one, man. Because there's so much. I mean, I'm probably flipping. I'm
It
flipping
can be a tough one, right?
in TNG probably, but I probably would have to say Deep Space Nine, just because I like how real. When I say real, I mean darker. It was. I mean,
Mhm.
they had some goofball episodes and some of that Creature of the Week shit, but when they really got rolling, man, it was, and it always had a heavier tone. Not to say that TNG didn't at times, and some of the best episodes were in TNG, but and Voyager was fine. It was not my, I wouldn't put it at the top, but I liked Voyager. And then Enterprise, I didn't think I was gonna like Enterprise. Actually, I was like, God, fuck, man, we're going backwards. Like, no, but that cast was so good, and favorite episodes. My favorite all time. I mean, I know it gets tossed around a lot, but I really love The Inner Light. That's great. In the Pale Moonlight is probably, though, my all-time favorite, where Cisco's narrating, about what's happening.
Oh yes.
And any episode of TNG that's Garrick heavy's, or excuse me, DS9 that's Garrick heavy is gonna be rad. So that's another one. I loved Relics. I love that Relics was, that's how you pay homage. You don't wipe your ass with the past and talk about how toxic and blah blah blah. They showed reverence for it,
Mhm.
and the difficulty of being like a man out of time, and that, has he outlived his usefulness? And obviously by the end of the episode, the answer is no. But my son recently started. My son and I recently started rewatching. Well, I don't know, this is the millionth time watching TNG, but he'd never seen it, and so I was like, let's start here. And every day after I'd pick him up from school, we got about an hour drive home, so we had a time for about one episode a day, and we got going, and he was like, and I mentioned, as things would happen, I'm like, okay, like when I can't remember the name of the episode where Picard and Wesley are having to go to the starbase because he has to have the heart operation, and he's recalling the story about the Nausicaan that's, they're playing Dom Jot, and he gets stabbed through the back. And I tell Gabe, and I tell Gabe, I said, this is going to have implications later, in a later episode. And then he's like, really? And I said, yeah. And then it was, which episode was it, where Geordi's like, imagine being there for the first, when so-and-so did this, or Zephram Cochrane, first engaged the warp drive. And I'm like, that has implications later for one of the movies. And he goes, man, he's like, the writers were like really good back then. And I'm like, yeah, this is what good writing is like. Yeah, back then you're like, okay, we'll start pulling threads, and then by the end we'll have it. What's funny is I use the Nausicaan episode. Tapestry is one of my favorites, and it's I'm sort of trying to draw a parallel here. You're pulling these story threads, and then they all come together to make this tapestry at the end. That's the part I really miss. Even some of the knock-on effects from like the Klingon Civil War and stuff that then carry over into DS9 with Gowron and all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, across multiple series, even Worf, Cole Meany, finally getting his chance to really kind of be the leading man in episodes in DS9.
Yeah.
Super underrated actor. So,
They kind of torture his character throughout that whole series,
They-
literally
literally sometimes.
literally and figuratively sometimes.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think they also used DS9 to kind of retroactive the Klingons too, why they looked human-like in the original. And
Yes, that episode. He's like, and they look at Worf, and he's like, "We don't talk about that."
Yeah.
And they're like,
And then
"What are they? Those are Klingons?"
Yeah.
We don't talk
Yes,
about it.
we do not talk about it with outsiders. But hey, we got Spider Unlimited on. Hey, Spider, how's it going?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah,
How you all doing?
absolutely. We're talking Star Trek, yeah.
his 60
When things
track.
were still good and written correctly.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about sort of our first time seeing Star Trek, and then we were talking about sort of our favorite episodes, TV shows. You got any favorites there?
Oh, well, I mean, I love the movies 2, 4, and 6
Oh yeah,
of
yeah.
the original run. And episode wise, it's hard because there's so many of them, but
There's so many good
there's
ones.
always something good in.
Yeah.
I mean, the original series. You have the 3 seasons. There's always, as goofy as an episode may seem or can be, there's something to learn from it, and
Yeah.
that's why it's always like, oh, well, I could relate to that in this episode and that episode. So there was always something that stuck out, regardless of what was happening around it. So it's
Mhm.
hard to pinpoint an exact episode, but
Yeah,
cast of
it's always
characters that
kinda-
was smart. Everybody knew their place, who they had to order to.
Mhm.
It'd be just simple stories, not hard to you don't have to delve into the lore of everything.
They actually kept military routine, which was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, there was a chain of command in
Yeah.
these shows that they don't
Right.
have in any Kurtzman Trek nonsense.
Yeah, when an
It's all
order was
people-
given, it was
Yeah.
it was done, right?
Well, you have to have that. I mean, we're talking about basically a spaceship, which is basically, I don't know, a battleship, like the equivalent of a battleship in the sea. So you have to be able to say, okay, do this, do this, do this. No,
Mhm.
and that's what one of the things that I think bugs me. But we'll get to that later about Kurtzman Trek, is there's no chain of command in it.
May I go into a quick
Like
story?
there is any.
Yeah, sure.
Because my Star Trek experience, I was always Star Wars, it was like Star Trek versus Star Wars type thing growing up. I was always a Star Wars guy. My introduction really into Star Trek was the Kurtzman Trek. Now,
Oh goodness.
Oh no!
oh, take it easy, take it easy. And I liked those movies. Liked Liked, because when the first one came out, like 2009, 2010 or something like that.
2009.
Yeah,
Watching these movies, I'm like, oh, this is delivering the concise action adventure that the prequels didn't really deliver on, to an extent. Like, I wanted that fast-paced action and everything like that, and it was a relatively simple story, whatever it was. I'm like, I like this. These are cool. And I'm like, and then the next two, whatever they were, came out, and I was fine with that. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch the original movies, the first 6. I'm gonna watch the original TV show. I mean, let's see how much these connect and everything with me. And goddamn, do I not like those movies now because of
Yeah. Absolutely.
You didn't like parachutes in space and shit like that?
Oh, man, I mean, going back, I'm like, God, these mean something. There's the story here. It doesn't have to do with the action adventure. They
yeah.
could just be sitting there, like they don't even in Wrath of Khan. They never really come face to face. They're both on 2 ships the whole time,
Yeah.
and then it's just a battle of wits, really. Who's And I'm like, mother, a series at the time, I guess it would have been 50 years old, the original series. Watching that, I'm like what I said before, as campy as stuff, was coming out in 67, 68, that whole thing like that, there was still meaning to it. It's like, what did they miss in these fucking movies? Like, how do you fuck that up?
Well, we had people that understood these, that had experience in their lives, right? The writers, they were of a certain age. Some of them had fought in, World War II or Korea or something, and they had life experiences. They understood, how to write about that stuff, and they also understood that, you don't hit people over the head if you want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to deliver something on the sly, you can slip that in, and it doesn't have to be in everybody's face, and you can leave an ending or an idea open, right? You can say, oh well, this could be right for this reason, and this could be wrong for this reason, and then you let the viewer decide. And
Right.
that's what I think the original series was so good at, right? That and Next Generation, and even Deep Space Nine, they were so good at this. They were saying, here it is, lay it in front of you. We're not going to say either way, but you decide what's going on here.
Actually, one of the most impactful episodes, now that you mention it, in the original series, was the when they go back to the Great Depression and Kirk falls in love with that girl.
Oh yeah,
And Spock
City
is
on the
like,
Edge of
Edith
Forever,
Keeler
right?
must die.
you have to let her die because
Yeah.
you can't, butterfly effect essentially,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
and it's very impactful. He's like, I got to let her go, and he loves this girl, but he knows for the race going forward or what have you, that has meaning. Like
Yeah.
1966, I got to let this. You're watching it on TV. I got to let this woman die. I mean, that's pretty deep.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spock was always that sober second look at things. His Edith Keeler must die in the Where No Man Has Gone Before. Kirk is told that he has to kill his best friend
Yeah.
because
It
he's
was-
got those mind powers. That's the
You
one
had-
that those silver eyes always creep me out ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For sure.
Spock is the second sober thought. Like he's, hey, this has to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
When you
It's one
think
of the
about
things
it, Spock, McCoy, and Kirk, they're basically one person, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you have, Kirk, he's the swashbuckler that get things done. You go Spock, as John's saying, is the sober second thought, and then you've got, the person with the doubts, and that's McCoy. He's like, you sure you want to do this? Oh yeah,
yeah,
and together they form basically one person. But I mean,
And that's
Sort
what
of
drove
like
me crazy about seeing the original movies and show after seeing the Kurtzman shit. Every character on that ship had something specific, characterization or something to do. Like you said, they were
yeah.
essentially the same character, but one was pessimistic, one was logical, the other one was full speed ahead. Every character on the bridge, blanking on George Takei's name right now.
Mr. Sulu.
Sulu. thank
Hikaru
you.
Sulu.
yeah.
Oh
He's at the
my.
helm. He takes care of that. That's what he's doing. And
Well-
Uhura, she had her part.
The thing about Star Trek is it always has that holy trinity where you have the logic person, which is Spock or Data.
Yeah.
And then you always
Mhm.
have the commander who basically gets all the chicks, and he makes all the decisions real quick, and that would be Riker and Captain Kirk. And then you have the authority, which would be Picard and Captain Kirk. So you have all of those rolled into one, plus the humanity, which they replaced with the counselor
Yeah.
and
Troy.
McCoy. And so you have the counselor and McCoy. They're the humanity of all of that. It's seen from the human eye, right? It's like, oh, you're cold blooded. How can you say that? How can you say she's got to die?
Mhm.
So it's
I like the dichotomy in TNG where it's not just Bones, my God, man, or you pointy eared bastard, how could you be so cold? Or instead of two, you literally have a cold machine that literally does not care, and a person who can literally feel the emotions of the other, of whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of taking that idea and they cranked it up to 11 with TNG, and I really like how that plays off.
What's really strange to me is I just saw a YouTuber. I don't know his name, but he was saying why Captain Sisko was different from all the other captains in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And some of his arguments were really good. Like I was like he was more decisive, he was more aggressive.
Well, and if you're going to be out, in that part of space right next to the Cardassians with everything going on with you couldn't. Picard is somebody who, or Kirk maybe, but I feel like Kirk would wind up dead out there, like he would make decisions that would be very bad. And I think that's, Sisko kind of gets tempered by his whole, without even getting into him being the prophet or any of that stuff. But, and there is a little bit of Ex Machina with the, Bajoran prophet sort of, I think he even mentions it one of the episodes, or somebody says, you can't die. Or Kira's like, she's like, you can't die. You're the prophet. And I'm like, really hope we're not getting into plot armor territory here. But Sisko was, again, in the pale moonlight, that is making difficult, very morally questionable decisions for the greater good, and being like, can I live with it? And at the end, he's like, you know what? I can. And
I can.
Picard couldn't, I guarantee you.
No.
Archer wouldn't.
No.
Sure, Janeway sure as shit wouldn't. She'd fucking curl up and cry.
Oh yeah, Janeway was definitely.
Go get a cup of coffee and think about it for 2 hours.
Read a book and think about it for an episode.
She's the pick me captain.
Oh my goodness.
Kate Mulgrew, she did a very good job. I don't want to take anything away.
She has
her place, but yes, if you putting Kate Mulgrew's character in on Torak Nor, you're fucking toast, man.
Yeah, but she's
I kept seeing the
Kurtzman Trek
detective that she played.
Oh, Mrs. Columbo?
Yeah.
That's that. I never
right.
saw that. People talk about that all the time.
And 7 of 9 was definitely my poster material. So
that was every young, every young dude's, younger anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So, favorite episodes there, John?
Where No Man Has Gone Before. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the one that I both hate and like is that Skin of Evil.
Oh, yeah.
I both hated and liked it. I hated it because it got rid of Tasha Yar in a really stupid way, but it was really well done.
It's one of those things where you watch it and there was an episode later in season 2 with Q Who, where he knocks them out and they first meet the Borg.
Oh,
and
that's
he says something to them.
Episode.
Well, he says to them, there are more dangerous things out there, Picard, and I think about that when I think of Skin of Evil, right? Because here is just this malevolent, oil slick that doesn't give a fuck and will just kill you, just because, and that's just the way that creature is. And so it sort of brings that one around back to me when I think about Q Who and what that line from Q was.
And I don't know why, but Space keeps playing the Gothos one.
The Squire of Gothos.
The Squire of Gothos. Oh. Why do they keep playing that one? I don't know why. But...
Well, they run through the entire series, right?
Yeah.
So you have one episode a day, and then eventually you're just because there's only 79 of those ones. You come back and you'll get to those.
I just happen to turn on the TV when the Squire of Gothos is on,
every 79 days or something, you end up watching the same episode.
It's true.
I accidentally met Q, the actor, 10 years ago.
John Delancey.
Nice.
Yeah. And in Washington D.C., there was a science convention rally that was going on. I'm like, let me go. What the hell? and he was one of the speakers. That's where I also met Tulsi Gabbard and Dave Rubin.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, I bumped into him at the after party by accident. I didn't even realize. It's like, I'm like, oh shit. And he's a tall guy too.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's like, oh, no worries, man. Hope you're having a good time and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, it's like, yes, you too.
I've only ever met one Star Trek character that was Data, and he stole my girlfriend
Oh,
for a one night stand.
dirty
Really?
guy. I tells you.
I was like, really?
I wouldn't tap Brent Spiner as a lady killer, but
Yeah, seems a bit odd, but you know.
Oh, he does his business. I don't know what he was doing, but
it's hard for me when he's not Data to not see the that what was the name of the character he played on Night Court, like the bumpkin
Oh,
farmer.
Oh, I thought you were
yes.
gonna go with Independence Day.
I always see him
Oh,
as the
Dr.
Independence
Oaken.
Day guy. Yeah.
yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
This is really cool stuff, man.
all the dingies and dongies came on. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of
He
the
was in
opposite of
Megacomics,
Data
too.
in that one.
Yeah, that's right. He was, wasn't he? I remember
Him
seeing
and
him.
Frakes I think Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes. Yeah, I think so.
Jonathan Frakes. I don't think Jonathan Frakes is a director, isn't he now? Like he did.
Oh, he's been
Oh,
a director for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
He directed episodes of TNG from then on. I mean, he's been doing shit.
Did that,
Yeah.
and he did, First Contact, and he directed
First Contact,
Insurrection
First Contact.
as
Probably
well.
the one that saved Picard, isn't he?
Nope, that was
season
Terry
3?
McAuliffe.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, Terry Metalis. That's
The only thing that
the only season of that show I've got here because it's the only one worth watching. Even though it's not great, it's so much. You don't even have to be great to be so much better than those first two seasons, which are. I'm gonna go out here on a limb and throw out a hot take. They're unfucking watchable. That's how bad those first two seasons of Picard are. I couldn't even make it through the second season.
I just figured out how they could save Star Trek. Get Tony Stark in there.
Well, he is Iron Man, so
and
he can build things in a cave with scraps. So,
but
see, I figured you were going to say they were just going to cast Pedro Pascal as Kirk in a reboot.
Oh yes,
I mean, I wouldn't
Pedro
put it past
Pascal and Zendaya as Uhura. Because why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, the studios have gotten extremely desperate. Zendaya will be playing Athena in Star Trek 19.
Well, I suppose that's a good enough. Let's talk about some characters. I mean, we were talking about the various characters earlier. I mean, I really enjoy Sisko, and it's interesting that he's the only captain that technically had a family, right? In all these shows, right? He's, had his wife who was killed at Wolf 359, and then his son that he raised by himself. I mean, that alone sets him apart from any other Star Trek captain for sure.
Yeah, and he's the only one that had his transfer to being a captain done by the guy that killed his wife.
Oh yeah, that's an awkward moment, isn't it? In the pilot for Deep Space Nine, he's standing there in the office, and
yeah,
I'm just gonna be.
Well, while TNG is still on the air, and that was that's ballsy, and you're gonna start your new show by sort of dressing Picard down. While that takes guts, man.
That's one of the things that blew my mind, and in the whole thing is he was meeting up with Sisko after he killed Sisko's wife.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy. But you don't see that kind of stuff in New Trek. You don't see that in Kurtzman Trek at all, right? So,
well, they'd both be lesbian Jem'Hadar and Andorians or whatever, and they'd sit and cry and talk about their feelings.
They would talk about their feelings.
The turbo lift is locked. It's time for a triple box party.
Who can scissoring? As some might say. But
Well, let me just jump in because if we're gonna do that, I'll tell you my favorite character
yeah, get
and
in there.
Christopher Lloyd from Star Trek 3 because
Oh
he had no
yeah.
feelings.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
That is a
There are no
freaking
fucking
Commander
feelings.
awesome
Crew.
That was
one.
his DNA.
crude.
oh yes, yes, yes. And you ever think
That's how
about
he
it
was
too?
built. That's what he had to do. That was his mission.
So
No feelings.
no,
I'm misunderstood. I have daddy
Oh.
issues, or
no.
my mommy left me. It just he's a Klingon. He's evil. He has a job to do. It's part of his race. Thank you. Simple.
And he's the Klingon bastard that killed my son.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
Klingon bastards.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, when you think about it, he was. You got Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown. He's got a time machine. They steal his ship, in Star Trek 3, and
Oh
then
shit!
use
I
it
never
as a time
fucking done it.
machine.
Shit, I never even thought about that.
No way.
Boom!
And then not only that, but they use the Christopher Lloyd character in Rick and Morty,
Pretty much. I mean,
who
Yeah.
doesn't do time travel.
Who hates time travel?
Who hates
Was Star
time
Trek 3
travel.
before or at the same time of Back to the Future?
Star Trek
it
3?
was
Yeah.
Star Trek 3. What was that?
I
1984.
think it
So
80. So right a year before.
yeah,
Year before.
Yeah, that was 85, right? Was Back to the Future?
Yeah, I think October
Yeah.
of 85, I think.
Yeah.
85. Yeah. So
If I remember right.
Yeah. All I can remember is Huey Lewis in the news singing that crazy song. But instead
yeah,
it
Huey
was
Lewis.
what's his face?
Oh, July. 4th of July. Shit, I was way
Oh
off.
wow.
Well, 3rd of July. 85.
Because it's hip to be square.
It is hip to be square.
They should have put that song in Star Trek 3.
There you go. Commander Krug.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he gave no fucks, as it were. He was up there trying to he even murders his lover right at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Valkyris, that character.
Yep.
She's literally his lover. She's like, yeah, I've seen the information. He's like, that's unfortunate.
I love when he says, "Give me a minute. I give 2 minutes to you and your valiant crew." I give
A lot
2.
of people don't like him as a Klingon. I think he's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was awesome.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Spider. Oft overlooked, I think, is a good one
Yeah.
of the best characters. Normally when you hear about Klingons, I think you hear about, obviously Worf, Gowron, or even David Warner as Gorkon, or Chang. Think about all the, just fucking Christopher Plummer just chewing scenery.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
To be or not to be? That is the question. It preoccupies our minds. We need breathing room. Earth, Hitler, 1938.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Love
love that whole scene. That whole
know-
dinner scene is just gold.
The
Mhm.
dinner scene is really good, and it's that's another one that shows they're showing the Navy battle, how Navy battles happen. Like in Star Trek 2, they showed that, and then they showed it in that one too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it goes all the way back to the original series, Balance of Terror, right? That's basically a submarine fight in space.
Yep.
With the
I was just going to say
Romulans.
Balance of Terror. Man, when I first watched that as a kid, it was just like nail biting suspense. It was like watching Das Boot or, Hunt for Red October or any of those. You're just like,
Yeah,
love that
it's
shit.
fantastic, and it's so well done. And of course, it's
just
got
one more thing to do.
you've got characters that are it's just so it's hard not to constantly compare to what is out now, what is new with Kurtzman Trek. But you have characters that have depth. You learn about them, right? They don't have a lot of screen time, but in that episode, you learn more about the Romulans and this particular Romulan than you learn about any other character that we've ever seen in any Kurtzman Trek TV show, right? You have them, you learn this guy's got a family, that he's doing this because he loves the Empire, right? And then
Yeah.
and then you have right at the end there, in another life, you and I may have been friends.
Love that.
Just
Anyone that's
so
been
good.
around that kind of culture understands the honor thing and all that other stuff, and the power that is mentally held on you to do your duty. It's just insane. It's
Yeah.
and that's what they were saying about the Romulan Empire, is these guys are so brainwashed into their duty that and the Klingons is all warfare, right? That's why that new Kurtzman Trek doesn't make any sense, where the Klingon turned out to be gay. It's just
gay. Exactly. A gay Klingon in a skirt. That's what we needed. We just
it
needed
just doesn't
that,
make any
didn't we?
sense, because creatures of duty are creatures of duty, right? Like,
What wasn't his thing in Academy? Doesn't he also want to like take pictures of birds or flowers or something?
yeah,
Something
that
like
was
that, yeah.
yeah.
Like he doesn't want to fight. He wants to go tiptoe through the tulips and take pictures, and
Yeah.
And apparently he's more medically in tune than
They say that
anybody
in the
else on
first
the ship.
episode. They say,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, he's going to be running. He's going to be a medic," and then I'll be damned if there's ever a mention of that again in the rest of the shows. They have him pouncing about with his skinny little fucking beardo legs,
That would have made it interesting
skirts and
yeah. That would have made it interesting for a warfare culture who believes in honor, a death before dishonor, to have a medicine student. That would have been a really good dynamic to explore. But no, we're just gonna. We got to go
it's
for
all
the
about
modern
all
audience.
that show was that was about being gay, really, that whole show.
Yeah.
Anyways, but favorite captains, I don't know, Cisco. I love Kirk, but Cisco is just so
gotta be
so
Cisco, man. I love Cisco. But
it's too bad they didn't make a movie with Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Well, they talked about doing it, but I think Ira Stephen Bear and somebody else they had written an outline for something, but I can't remember. I think it was when Generations didn't underperformed. They kind of put the kibosh on it.
Okay.
And Paramount did some retooling, I thought. Generations, I will say this. I don't like. There's parts I like, there's parts I don't. The score is one thing that I think is really good in Generations. Brandon, what's the guy's name? I can't remember it wasn't Jerry Goldsmith that did that one.
No.
It was what's the kid's name? Dude's probably older than I am. Dennis McCarthy, that's who it was.
Oh
wow.
Yeah. Because he did most of the music for the TV show as well, right?
Yeah.
Apart from the theme, which was the rework of Jerry Goldsmith and
and then Jerry coming back to do First Contact, man. That's probably my single. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
I don't want to read ahead.
It's okay. It's okay. We're doing pretty good here, I think.
I wanted to say Q is my favorite character. If I had to pick one, Q would probably be my favorite.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, John Delancey is just fantastic,
Worf number 2, just because I love his progression from at the beginning of TNG to up through DS9 and everything he goes through. Having Alexander, being I guess he only technically gets married once, but he's not much romance. But when Worf does romance, boy, he hits it hard.
Oh yeah, you bet.
So.
Oh, got Vicky, that crazy chick. Q is my favorite character too. There you go. You're not the only one there, young fella. I mean, how do you beat John Delancey? He's great in everything, but
He
but he's
is.
just especially good in it. Just his the opportunity he got to just sort of savor this part and just the way
Yeah, you
he
want to talk about chewing scenery? Hello, War.
yes
Eat any good books lately?
yeah
Mon Capitan.
Capitan.
Uncle
Oh
Piton.
yeah, I mean yeah, best series. Gosh, I always flip around with best series. I mean,
I do too.
love the original series, love Next Generation, but
Well, the original
recently,
series is the baseline, right? And
oh
then
yeah,
TNG took it one step further.
yeah,
And
I find myself leaning to Deep Space Nine lately, just because I watched it again recently all the way through when it was on the Netflix, and then I waited and waited, and then I said, well, they're never going to do a remaster of this, so I'll grab the the DVD set. So I'm sure next week they'll announce they're going to be doing a a remastered 4K box set because I've finally pulled the trigger on buying the DVDs. But I think that's probably the series I've watched through the most, like start to finish.
Yep, same here.
I watched Next Generation when it was on, and I think I've watched it maybe twice since then, since getting the Blu-rays. And those remasters are just incredible, incredible. I mean, if you haven't seen them, I would suggest you get them, and because we're losing our physical media these days, and that's a whole other show there. But yeah, I'd have to say, yeah, Deep Space Nine. And I used to think that yeah, once again, I used to think that Voyager wasn't that good, and I think it's my least favorite. Like I put Enterprise ahead of that just because of how the fourth season of Enterprise was starting to actually get to the point where it's like, I see what they're doing with this show now. I see how this is working, what they're
Yep.
trying to
Yep.
achieve with it. And then of course you have executives that just say, no, I don't understand Star Trek and I don't like it. So it's done.
Voyager was just them trying to save the franchise a little bit because people were starting to fall off. And
Well, they had the new network, didn't they? They had the
UPN.
new UPN. So they
Yeah.
needed a flagship show, and it was like, well, why not Star Trek? So
yeah. I noticed nobody mentions Enterprise, right?
Well,
yeah,
I
just
mean,
did there.
yeah, I was just gonna say, the part that is irritating to me is Enterprise really starts ramping up, getting good, and then they were like you said, these dipshit execs make these decisions. Okay, you guys also have greenlit and given Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout carte blanche to just essentially kill, murder, bury, exhume, and fuck the corpse of Star Trek over and over and over again. And somehow you thought canceling Enterprise was fine. That's totally fine, but
Yeah.
can't give you another season. That's beyond the pale. But you want to make gay Klingon photographers with lesbian Jem'Hadar and Tig Notaro being Tig Notaro. Okay,
Yeah.
How many seasons do you want? It's like,
Yeah. Can we just say for a second how that character, the lesbian Jem'Hadar, she shouldn't even exist.
No.
Jem'Hadar are male. They are grown in vats. They are males. They can't reproduce.
Yeah, I thought they were.
And-
I thought they were
Genetically engineered.
hermaphrodites in a way. or
Yeah,
not
they're
hermaphrodites, sort of
genetically engineered
androgynous.
as soldiers.
correct.
They can't survive without Ketracel White, and
I
they
was just gonna
cannot
say,
breed.
what junkie? A bunch of junkies running around Federation ships, just blowing Ketracel White all day.
Yeah, it's
Hey, you want some white?
oh,
I got some white.
got some white.
This is the new. This is the new white. It's yellow.
White. Yellow's the new white. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yellow's the new white. Again, okay, you could even if you're just being goofy, you could lean into that. I mean, something, anything compelling. Nothing. They've got nothing. Like you said, this character shouldn't even exist. It's like it would be like having a trying to think what's a person. Yeah. It'd be like having a Vulcan that behaves like Conor McGregor. It would make no fucking sense, you know?
Though that would be awesome, but still.
Sure, yeah.
No. No. So you say you've gone
Gosh.
through the trials, have ya?
Right. Let's fight.
Let's fight in our little wee octagon here.
All the other Vulcans are standing around going, "What the hell?"
This
Fascinating.
is highly illogical behavior. No shit,
Yeah.
you bastard.
I
Boy,
heard
oh
they're
boy.
making a Babylon 5 movie, so how's that gonna work?
Really?
They've been threatening that for decades, so I don't
I'd
know
say.
if that's ever
It's
going
been
to
happening
happen.
for about as long as fusion power being right around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That with
we'll
Battlestar
see.
Galactica and the remaking of Star Wars.
Well, that Battlestar Galactica series was pretty much a go. I mean, they gave them a bunch of money. They did scripts. They did development, and then at some point, it was decided to pull the plug. And I don't think anybody's put out any reasons why that specifically happened, but I, for one, am glad because I've seen the enshittification of all my favorite shows for the
Yeah.
last 10 years, and I don't know that we need another bad version of something written by people who have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
So what I was gonna say is I kind of almost at this point I'm like, don't touch anything I like. I don't want adaptations. I leave it the fuck alone because I have that's how little faith I have that they can do anything other than destroy the things that I love. And most of these toys have been smashed to bits already. Like there's not much left, but
There is not much left. Well,
And the sad thing, you got stars running around Hollywood trying to save their careers by attaching themselves to stuff, right? Like the next thing you know, you're gonna have Kevin Hart as Captain Picard. Like, you know, like what
that'd be
are
the
you gonna do then?
Netflix series, right?
Yeah, the
makes more
Netflix
sense
series.
than a lesbian Jem'Hadar.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and but you'd have to cast Kevin Hart as Captain Picard, and then Data would be Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, okay. That's yeah.
That's got the
Exactly.
diversity and inclusion thing going on there.
That's
Definitely be inclusive.
all of that stuff. Yeah.
Diverse. That's Star Trek was always fucking diverse. That's the part that just pisses me the fuck off. It was always, I mean, to be borderline. Like my dad really liked Star Trek, but he was even like, he's like, yeah, it wanders into commie territory a lot, but it's fiction. The story's good. Who fucking cares? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
Funny, my dad said the same thing, but it's responsible for the first interracial kiss on TV.
Right.
It's responsible for the and actually Martin Luther King said stay on the show because we need a good example of of us in the future of what for Uhura.
Yeah.
And you saw that you had a Japanese guy running the ship with steering the ship, and you had all kinds of diversity going on. And
actually
Nobody
an
said
Asian
anything
guy
about it.
driving well, that might be the most, you really have to suspend belief to do that
The
one.
most far out version.
But
Come to
even, I mean, the
Northeast
Soviet
Calgary.
Union
Came back at the right time.
Come to Northeast Calgary, it's like Bangkok. It's like driving through Bangkok. It's crazy. You
The Oriental City, where the city don't know what the city has got.
Yeah. Oh, there's 5 lanes. Sorry about your luck, buddy. No signal.
Yep. Like that Family Guy meme.
It's real.
Look out,
Yeah,
everybody.
totally. Yeah. I live in Washington, man. Yeah, there's parts around here, there's South Tacoma Way is one of the main drags over in Tacoma, and we call it South Korean Way.
Possibly.
So
I always think about the clip they have on FNT there of X-Ray Girl driving the car, backing out, running over things, and then crashing down the highway. You're like, yeah, I've seen that. I think a few
Yeah,
times.
extra Emily's not doing any favors to her race with her antics lately, is she?
Oh, I would not even know who that person was if it wasn't for Papa Gundam. You know?
Oh, his video on it was
Yes.
great. I think
Yeah.
Asmund had done a video on it before. So this is her third or fourth wreck while being on stream. I mean, to the point a
Yeah.
judge has told her, stop doing this shit. And she keeps doing it. That's the only reason I know about it, is because she has been in so many wrecks that, whatever.
Well, all right. Well, let's we might as well get on to this one. Our least
Masks.
favorite series, movies,
I
episodes.
think you already know mine.
Yeah, probably. Let's go around the horn. John, do you have a least favorite series or episode or a movie?
Everything from Discovery up.
Okay.
Discovery is
And,
probably one of the worst written sci-fi period that's ever been written. And Brave New World, or is it? Sorry, what's it called? The Strange New
Strange
World.
New Worlds.
Just completely makes me hate Star Trek, and this new one that they came out with. And there's a couple of others that they've come out with.
Starfleet Academy.
Starfleet Academy makes like at least put people in there that know how to write science fiction, right? Like,
Is it too much to ask for a little bit of competence?
a little bit of and know how to build characters. Like, I'm sorry, but the worst characters, that one in see, they're so unrememberable. The one in Star Trek Discovery just infuriated me. The woman that saved everybody, Space
A girl
Jesus.
named Michael.
Yeah, that's her. Space
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Mikey Spock. As,
And Mikey Spock, too.
like
Yeah.
to call him Mikey Spock.
Yeah.
Because, hey, guess what? You know that character you loved, Spock, from the original series? Well, it turns out that he was nothing except he's got this half sister, and she's a black girl who's the best at everything, and she made him what he was. She made him as good as he is. I bet you didn't know that, did you? Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like
It's like
Rey, what she did
they
for Luke
can't-
Skywalker.
It's not enough that they make a show that is poor to begin with and poorly written. They have to go in there, put it before everything else, and just so they can say, see, this is why the thing that you like is what it is, because of this. It's the same thing with that whole bullshit with Doctor Who, where they went back and reconfigured the whole thing and said, oh, good, guess what?
Timeless
Doctor Who,
Children.
the Timeless Children. Oh, got a video about that coming out
Timeless
on Monday.
Children
It's
is
just, but
I'd rather go through extensive dental work than watch that one again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Without
That's a lit
any-
sparkler in the dick hole for sure.
oh,
Just absolute. It just, I
You
don't
know-
know, way to destroy a franchise.
The Timeless Children or Discovery, retcon, that's the mask slipping, because they say, oh, it's just about representation. We just want it to be equal, and we want representation, and we want it to be diverse. No, then you have no need to go back and destroy and demonize and vilify characters and parts of the property previous. There's no need to do any of that if it's just about representation. That is the mask sort of slipping, because it's about revenge. It's because they hate you. They hate us. They hate. And they need to destroy, because they can't build anything. All they can do is knock a building over. They can't lay a foundation and build up. All they can do is knock it down and play with the pieces for a bit until the rains come. It's about all they can do.
Well, I think it's deliberate for what they're
100%.
doing, because
yeah.
they don't care. I mean, you had 66 with that diverse crew of those 7 people of everything, that came from every which way, and it was diverse, and everybody worked together. And the fact that they don't know that, and they're just coming in and they're deliberately doing it, is telling you, fuck you, we're going to do it this way. We don't care. This is how we envision it.
This is how we want it to go, and we don't care what you guys think.
Right. It's deliberate. It's pathetic.
Well, what the original series, of course, in those movies from the original series had going for them was, sure, they were diverse, but nobody ever said a goddamn thing about it.
Right.
It's like we have this bridge full of people, and these are and Starfleet, and on the Starfleet flagship, the Enterprise, everybody's there because they merit it. Everybody is the best at what they do, and that's why they're there. And there it is. You don't need to say anything else about it,
Well,
right?
how can
That's
you
it.
have somebody like Chekhov in the height of the Cold War as part of this cast of the Enterprise, and he's a likable character that everybody can relate to and enjoy. But he's a
Yep.
Russian in the height of the Cold War, and people like him.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Good characters. It just, oh God.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
And I agree with Johnny. Everything from Discovery on is with the one exception of Picard season 3. Other
Yeah.
than that, everything else is put in a blender, pour molten steel over it, put it in a lead casket, bury it, dig that dirt up, and then shoot it into the sun.
Is not Picard season 3 the same as the Mandalorian where Luke shows up on the screen?
It is, again, if I can, Picard season 3 compared to everything pre-Discovery, it's still the weakest of all of it because it's playing the hits. It's like, and now for your favorite oldies, here's Data, it's like, and lore and he's all of them. Look at guys, that's we're gonna explain a bunch of shit. Hey, we're bringing the Borg back and the Changelings and the Founders in the same series. Like, it was just overstuffed, and it's like, oh, and now Rose here, hey, it's Admiral Shelby. Remember her from Best of Both Worlds?
Best of Both Worlds.
Like, holy fuck! Like, slow down. I mean, it was just bam, 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 just punched in the face. That said, it at least is coherent, and it is. There were moments when they think they're gonna die, and that thing, whatever it is, they figure out that they can ride those waves out as it gives birth. And Riker's talking to Deanna about how, thinking about their dead kid and rebirth and life and death and blah, blah. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty good.
Well, it would have been nice to see what Metalis would have done if he would have had his series, right? That
yes,
he said he wanted to do, this is going to be the Enterprise G crew, and this will be like 24 episodes. It'll be like Next Generation, that sort of thing. We'll go to strange new worlds, seek out new life, new civilizations, boldly go where no man has gone before, and it would be a return to form. And they took one look at that and said, "Oh, you did really well. People liked Picard season 3. Yeah, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
You're fired. Get out.
Get lost."
Okay. You guys didn't even want to do this show, and now they found something. They found something that people liked, and they hated that.
Oh
said,
yeah.
Oh my God, these guys, people like this. They
And
don't like
forgive me,
my
is-
garbage. They don't like my gay Academy show. They don't like Mikey Spock. They don't like the cartoon.
Well,
Oh.
here's the question, right? Is it because they're arrogant and they believe they're better than everybody, or is it because they're so ingrained in this message?
Yes.
Yes, that the answer is yes. It's both of those things.
Because I look at as soon as J.J. Abrams showed up on the scene, he had one hit Star Trek movie, and then he comes out with the second one, and they couldn't write anything, so they put Khan in it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, as soon as they said, oh well, it's Khan, as soon as they said that, they go to Spock to find out what the story of Khan is. Like, you're just like, no.
You see, those movies. I mean, she was good to
So
look
the
at.
review I did about it, of course.
Yeah, Alice Eve's pretty easy on the eyes. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, I mean,
Those
she's
movies
good.
are good on their own merit if you change the characters and the backgrounds. It's not Kirk, it's Captain Joe Smith. It's not Star Trek or Enterprise. It's its own IP. Those movies do work, and You're not going against the Romulans or the first one, or it's not Khan in the second one. It's a different kind of warlord. It's not Star Trek. If it's its own independent thing, they do work. I will give them that. But because they
make that
put the Star
argument.
Trek in, it does not work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Which
don't-
is sad because I feel like they wasted. Carl Urban does such a phenomenal Bones, man. He really nailed that character, I thought, and that was a waste. Zoe
Wasted a
Saldana
couple
as
times.
Uhura was just girl bossing all over the place. Get that fucking shit out of here. You know, Anton Yelchin as Chekhov did a pretty good job too. And I hate to give him credit because the guy's a douche and he's responsible for a lot of this crap. But Simon Pegg's Scotty was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Carl
that-
Urban, he's good in everything. Like
Yeah, man.
Oh, love
Judge
Carl Urban.
Dredd
I mean,
is Judge Dredd is exactly how I pictured it when he did it.
Yeah.
Like it is awesome. Even though they kind of stole the storyline from the other
the
Chinese
Raid.
The
The
Raid.
Raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically
It's
the
the Raid.
same. But yeah.
100%.
The Raid and the Raid 2 are two of my favorite movies like that. So
They're good films, man.
but he was also in
fun,
Priest, and he
action-packed
plays a
films.
really good person in Priest too. Like he's
Yeah.
the bad guy good in that one.
I have not
Is that
seen
the one
that.
with Paul Bettany?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's the
Oh.
one.
It's like all of society. There's like vampires, and it's ruled by like the Catholic Church. It's
Oh.
really-
I never seen
I
that.
so want that cowboy hat. It's so freaking awesome.
I
Carl
liked
Urban's
Priest,
cowboy
and
hat.
I took a lot of flack for liking that movie, but I enjoyed it.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's
But-
because it's offbeat and different, and it's not like anything else I'd ever seen story wise. Spider, you should check it out. I think you'd like it.
I like when he was like putting crosses into the tops of bullets, and the guy goes, "Oh, are those for you?" And he goes, "No, they're for you."
Gosh, I never saw. I gotta check that out.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's probably one of the better vampire ones done. And it's so dystopian. It's really, really dark, actually.
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say it's like Underworld meets John Carpenter's Vampires meets like fucking I don't know Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's pretty awesome.
That is a barrage of imagery
Yeah.
there.
Very unique.
And I'm a fan of vampires, so it's a fun movie.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that one too.
I took
I
a girl
really
on a
enjoyed
date
that.
for that movie. in high
Ooh.
school. I did not get a
Oh.
second date.
I'll bet not.
I dated a vampire girl once. She bit a chunk out of my arm.
Well, it was the 90s, you know.
Yeah, and the only problem with that is I couldn't remember that, and then I woke up and she was beside me and she goes, "Oh, your blood tastes so good," and I was like, "Oh my god!" 6
That's
stitches.
it. Get out. We've had enough.
Yeah, all my stories start
Gosh.
off like that too. It's sad.
Yeah.
I'll be
Well,
right back.
you know, yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, who does not love the Constitution refit Enterprise, man? I mean, is that not one of the best looking ships in all of history? It's one of my favorites for sure.
When
Well,
I was in
that's-
Washington back in, September, I went to the Air and Space Museum over there, and they had the original Enterprise that they used for filming the show. And I'm like, this is pretty fucking incredible.
Was that like a 6-foot model or something like that?
Yeah, it was hard to take a picture because it was in a glass case, and
Oh, yeah.
the time of day and the way the sun was shining in, it was a lot of glare. But yeah, it was about 6 feet. Let me try and
That's
find a
it
picture.
was big. I mean, I
It's not
love
like
model
they-
work more than
it's not-
anything else.
Yeah. It's not like they do with the Constitution where it's got the glare thing off the glass so you can actually take a picture of it. Whereas it's like, oh, hey, this is an iconic piece of movie history. Oh, well, let's just have the glaring glass, right?
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? It's got to be behind glass, otherwise everybody'd want to touch it.
I'd touch it.
And it had ended up like I don't know if you know that story about the original orca from Jaws and how it sort of just got left behind at Martha's Vineyard and and then
Oh, really?
eventually people would find it and go, "Oh, this is from Jaws," and they would take a piece off of it. They, you know, take a t- take you know take a
Take
panel off
chunks
of it or
off
a
it.
cheese
Yeah.
off of it, and eventually there was nothing left of it, right? And people were like, "Wow," because everybody wanted a chunk. I think one of the first things to go was the plate, was the nameplate, right? Somebody took that off first, and then, but
There was
hey,
a nameplate on it?
yeah, it said Orca.
Oh, wow. I remember that movie too, Orca.
Orca. Oh, the
Yeah, there was a
the
movie,
killer
Orca.
whale movie with was it
Yeah.
Richard Burton in that? No, no, not Richard Burton. Couldn't have been. Who the heck was that? Orca.
It you know what? It added a whole new dimension to Free Willy.
Oh my God. Okay.
A killer whale that kills a bunch of people.
1977. Yeah. Okay. Music by Ennio Morricone, Dino De Laurentiis Studios. Yeah. Okay. I remember this as a kid. Boy, oh boy. Yeah. That was a crazy one. It had that horrible scene where the female orca gives birth on the deck after they capture it,
And it
and
gets
of
out.
course the male orca sees him and can do nothing more than take out his revenge.
Watch and remember.
Oh, here we go. Let's
Yeah,
check
I got
this
the
out.
picture there. That
There
was
we
the
go.
best one I was able to take.
Oh, the original
Wow.
Constitution Enterprise. That is fantastic.
That's the
fantastic.
original that was in the shots and everything.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
original
it's
shooting
pretty
model,
massive,
right?
as you can see to the scale of where that guy is and everything.
Yeah,
But
that's
you know
pretty big.
you know what's really funny is that you could still use that today.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
It
that's
still
absolutely.
so
looks great.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you look at the Lost in Space spaceships, they look like crap, right? But
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome, and it's right there, right in the middle where you walk in or out. We go right past it for
NCC
everybody to see.
1701. There it is. That's a bingo.
Hmm.
Very nice.
did they have any of the other ships there, or just
No,
that?
this was the only Star Trek thing that they had.
Well, thanks, Spider, for giving me something that now is on my bucket list.
Yeah, and the museum's free.
Oh, that's awesome.
Son of a bitch!
Free.
Any of those
That's the way to do
Smithsonian
it.
museums or anything over there, they're all free entrance.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I've only been there once, so to that town, anyways. I don't get out
It was pretty
much.
incredible. I took like 10 pictures of it, but I couldn't get a good shot because, like I said, the sun, the way it was shining in, like motherfucker. So that was the best one. But
Oh, that's a
yeah,
pretty good
the
picture.
circle around that thing and see how it was built, and it's just literally right there in arm's reach behind glass. Pretty incredible.
This is like the destroyers from Star Wars, right? Like, I know I don't know if they still have them together, but I saw a mock-up of one. I was like amazed at how detailed they made it with pieces from different models.
Yeah. Kit bashing.
Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Putting all these little
Bash.
greebles on there and bits and pieces, and yeah, if you get close enough, you can go, "Oh, I see what that's from and what that's from," and
Yeah.
on
In
screen it just looks great when they shoot it.
that episode Relics, man, the kit bashing they did to make that Dyson sphere was so cool.
Oh yeah,
One of my
That was
favorite
crazy.
pieces of kit bashing porn is that episode. I mean, there's other ones, but that I think might be my favorite. I mean,
There's a
Looks-
Borg cube was all kit bashing, wasn't it?
100%.
Oh,
Yeah. And watching the behind the scenes for that stuff, man. I had an Enterprise. I mean, it was, I used to build a lot of aircraft models and stuff, and I had a big Enterprise, an Enterprise D that was like this big, and
Wow.
that I had up in my room. Okay. Favorite? Anybody have a favorite variant of the Enterprise?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the
This is
Constitution refit.
Constitution. Yeah.
I
just
still think that's my favorite.
yeah. I mean,
The 1701A, I think is
Yeah.
just, God, that's just, it's not too big, not too gaudy.
Yeah, and it's
You
just
know,
it sort of changes the things that you would think for an upgrade that you would do, and but it doesn't change the overall silhouette.
yeah.
Well, if you look at the picture that Spider put up and you put it beside the constellation, you can see that they kept to the concept.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's the thing is that what they did was maybe square it up a bit, make it look a bit more military, but
Well, and you
uh,
had the way they painted it too, right? You had all these sort of little these little kind of reflective paints and little squares all throughout the whole thing. So when the light hits it in a certain way, it looks a little different.
Mhm.
There's so
yeah,
much good about that. I mean, I prefer model work, of course, for films. I kind of it turns me off sometimes when you see in those later next generation films when they went and said, "Oh, we're just going to do CGI
Yeah.
work for the ships," and it's all kind of you can tell sometimes just the weightlessness of it.
no.
Yeah.
I
First
think
Contact.
Voyager's the worst.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As far as the film, when First Contact, when they're on the E, I mean, it looks like a cutscene. Sometimes it looks like a cutscene from like Wing Commander 4. Like. And
Yeah.
yes, I think Voyager's probably the weakest ship design. I mean, having tilting nacelles, there's no reason to do that. In fact, that's
Yeah.
worse. That's gonna fuck the warp field up really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
And
It's
plus, it looked like a
it is.
space spoon.
Oh yeah, they
Eh,
tried to make. I think they wanted to make it look like an arrowhead, and it ends up
Yeah,
looking like sort of an upside down spoon.
Yeah,
yeah.
well, like an upside down. What are they? Grapefruit spoon is what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Yes. Yes.
Every time I watched it, I wanted to eat yogurt.
Until
go.
7 of 9 came on, and then I was thinking about doing something else with yogurt.
Oh
Well,
yeah, it's gooning
I
time.
betcha. Yeah.
7.
7 of 9.
Oh, 7 of 9. You're my favorite.
Okay, if we're stepping outside of Enterprise, and does anybody have a more favorite ship class or like Klingon? Like, let's say it's a Romulan Daenerys or a Vorcha Klingon, or anybody have
I
a
have a tiny little bird of prey here that I got in a cereal
Bird of
box.
Prey is awesome.
yeah?
But that's I think for that, for the Klingon, I love the bird of prey, and I also love the original D7 too.
Those
There's
D7s
some
are cool.
design elements, it just looks it looks like you wouldn't want to get into a fight with that. It's got the
It's got
long
the
gooseneck,
wings
and
out and
if you think about it too, right? With the bird of prey, it looks like they designed it after a Canadian goose, which is the most deadliest of all the birds, the cobra chicken, as they call it up here.
you know what I
So-
like is the Defiant is
Oh,
probably
the
one of my
Defiance.
favorites.
The
Because
fight is the
it
most
was small and it was more stealthier than like, harder to hit, that kind of thing. It's faster.
sort of the most un-Starfleet ship there is, right?
Well, and they even say, "Hey, this is not this is a purpose-built warship. It's a destroyer. That's what it is. It's small, it's fast, it's nimble, it's got a cloaking device, it's got all of those things that are, and this is why I think DS9's my favorite, because it's all of those things that, hey, we're going to take the world as it is, not as we'd want it to be, and we're at war, and we got to do something. So yeah, we're building warships, and I love the idea of, okay, if the Federation really put pedal, to rubber to pavement, what can we do if we want to build a warship? And the Defiant was the answer. I really like that ship. I also love the Gaylor class Cardassian ships. I think they're cool looking.
For sure.
Cardassian ships and
Oh yeah, I mean,
Speaking of spoons, spoon heads.
bloody cardies.
The bloody Cardi. Yeah, man. Mark Alimo. The play between Mark Alimo, especially in the later series, between him and Kira, like where they have to kind of team up there for a bit. Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know,
there's some great stuff in there, and that point where Dukat sort of believes that there could be a relationship with her. There's just that one moment, it's like, no,
Yeah.
never.
Why not?
Oh yeah,
Yuri?
exactly.
Great. Now all I want to do is raid Grandma's spoon collection and play Cardassian all day. Just stick a spoon on my head.
Like the spoon in your head.
Where did all my treasured spoons go?
Yeah. Well, speaking of characters, and what about aliens? I mean, I personally, of course, I love the way they changed the Klingons and made them look the way they did, and they, the idea that every one of them is still different, right? All the different little crests on the heads, and the way they expanded on the lore of the Klingons, especially through Deep Space Nine. We had the return of old characters from the original series, and sort of, I mean, I just love what they did with them and how they made that whole race feel like they existed, right?
They got very creative with the Klingons, more so
Yeah.
than any of the other ones. I would
Yeah,
have
I
liked.
think you. No, go ahead.
I would have liked them seeing them explore the Bajorian whole thing and expand that a bit more than they did. But
I feel like we got pretty. I mean, we got in DS9, we got quite a bit of backstory and their race and stuff. But yes, I mean, the one I feel like that we never got a ton of was the Romulans. Like, as far as being one of the primary antagonists, we still don't know like, not like we do about the Klingons. I mean, shit, even the Ferengi, we know a lot more about them and how they operate and their history and their culture than we do the Romulans. And I think but I also think it keeps the Romulans mysterious.
Yeah.
Because they are so duplicitous, and what they know could be totally false.
Mm-hmm. That might have been by design too.
That's what I'm saying.
They were kind of thinking that they might want to use them later on for something big, so they didn't want to kind of overexpose them, which I think is fair enough as well.
Yep. But I think if I had to pick a favorite race other than the Q continuum, I would probably pick the Founders. I really like the Changelings.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Founders are really
race,
cool. I like
Yeah.
I like the Founders. The Q is probably one of the more awesome ones. The Borg is. Can you consider that a race, considering that they just absorb
they're
other
just
races?
yeah. They must have been something before they became what they were, right?
Yeah.
Like hundreds of thousands of years ago in the Delta Quadrant, they were probably just regular humanoid people that decided one day, oh, you know what? Much like us, oh, geez, I need a hip replacement. And then it just goes from there and ever evolves.
That was one thing about the old series, the original series, is they had creatures that were actually made of light. I remember the one where the Klingons and the Federation were all on the planet with Captain Kirk, and the Klingons kept taking out 12 people and killing them all. I can't remember the name of the Organians. And it's like, oh, there's not a problem here. There's not a problem. He's like, well, he's just going to keep killing your people. He's like,
keep killing your people.
Nobody's died here. And then Spock says that one thing. He goes, well, I'd say they're high up on the evolutionary scale where we're basically an amoeba to them.
Yeah.
And you never see those kind of characters really other than Q, you don't see those kind of characters very, very often in Star Trek past that, right? So, whereas they kept using energy creatures to explain things in Star Trek, the original series.
There's that one. What was the name of the episode? It's the one where with the old guy and his wife, and it's like one spot of land on like a desolate planet.
Yeah.
And he was an omnipotent being, and he was sort of grieving because he sort of like Q snapped his fingers and wiped out an entire race, of people across the galaxy.
Yeah, that episode. I can't remember the name of that one, but yeah. And all they had was that tiny little track.
All Husnak.
What was it?
Whatever he was.
All Husnak.
Oh,
I
Okay.
just didn't
Yeah,
kill one Husnak. I
Husnak.
killed
Yeah.
Killed
all
all
Husnak.
the Husnak.
Yeah, I killed
Okay.
all the
Everywhere
Husnak.
in all existence. That's
Yeah.
where Picard finally says, "Well, I don't have a punishment for your crime."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No punishment exists for a crime
Yep.
such as that.
Yeah.
I think what was the Nagilum in Where Silence Has Lease? He's sort of that. Although that's more Skin
yeah.
of Evil,
Yeah.
just like again, he was more curious. Remember wasn't Nagilum the one that kills that poor red shirt, that black guy who's just like and then he just dies?
Yeah.
I know people
Oh,
meme the
yeah.
shit out of it.
Yeah.
And his name is Nagilum. It's just like this like disembodied, like it looks like a
Yeah.
green screen with just eyes and a mouth.
They kind of shot a couple of different images and sort of put them on top of each other
Yeah.
and did a real
I
close
just
up,
when you,
so.
there's a couple, but they're not. You never really get to know much about them or what their
No.
motivations are. I mean, there are what a Omega level sort of
Yeah.
creatures or things that they run into, but it's rare. And like you said, as the series goes on, that becomes rarer and rarer. By the time we get to DS9, unless you want to say that the prophets in the wormhole, other than that, I don't think there was really any of that beyond there.
No.
We basically had Michael Westmore attaching a little rubber device to somebody's forehead every week for a new alien. He sort of explains that, I think, in some of the material.
Braiding Grandma's
material.
spoon
He's just sort of
covers.
goes, it got harder and harder to come up with new ideas for aliens. So it was just sort of, okay, well, what can we put on their foreheads? Okay, think of something we haven't done yet, and we'll do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I like the Andorians too, though.
Oh,
With
yeah.
that little antenna.
Oh, the Andorians are most awesome. I like
Yeah,
what they
blue,
did in Enterprise, where they actually had them moving.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
especially
and
in
I love that they
Enterprise,
brought Jeffrey Combs back to play one of the Andorians. And I can't remember the name of the episode, but I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
But he was supposed to, like, if there was a season 5, he was supposed to be part of the regular cast at that point, because there was the idea that they would evolve the NX-01 to a NX-01 refit, which is a slightly different ship, looking more like the original Enterprise. They have a secondary hull and everything, and this was going to be the new ship going forward. And it was sort of this as it went on. It was supposed to be 7 seasons, obviously. So you'd have this, and then you'd move on, and eventually in the 7th season, we'd have the birth of the Federation, right? But
the
Jeffrey
worst
Combs was
opening
supposed to
credit
play that
song
character
ever.
in the next season
The opening
regularly.
credit song for Enterprise was awful.
But
Yeah,
I
it
saw a
has a
punk
place
band
in
do
mine.
a version of it called the Hooskows. And they did a version of it. It's like, it's been a long time. I couldn't stop fucking laughing. It was
Let's do a
way
metal
to make a
version.
song awesome. Going from here to there.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually,
me-
he sung it more like, it's been a long time.
Death metal.
To me, that theme song sets up more like Firefly is to me what like, oh, okay, this
Yeah.
is the direction we're going. Not science fiction like that, but more like space western. And then it's just Star Trek, and I'm like, oh, that's weird.
The original idea for this series is they wouldn't even have left Earth until the end of the first season, right? There was the first season was supposed to be all about the developing of the NX program and all the people involved, and then you would eventually get the crew together by the end, and they would take off, and then season 2 would be finally there in space with the ship.
Yeah,
And,
I think it wasn't Zephram Cochrane supposed to be in it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's they give him a small
That
part
would
in
have
the
been
first
actually
episode,
kinda
right?
cool.
He appears on screen for like a one scene, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was all part of that, and of course, the studio said, "No, we don't want that." But you don't. These are the same guys that don't like Star Trek to begin with, don't understand it. They say, "Well, we don't like that. You got to get into space," and then they get into space, and then they cancel it after 4 seasons. So it's just it's mind-boggling sometimes.
What's that? They
Mhm.
had that pixel alien on there. That always bugged my eyes, but I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, with the what
They
was
had
that,
like
the
little dots all over their face and stuff.
the guys, yeah, the Suliban from the temporal Cold War or whatever they were. Yeah, there were, some interesting aliens in that. I like the way they Enterprise. It's a lot of people's least favorite show, but I really look back on it now and watching it over again. They were really doing some good stuff with that. I mean, I love the way they come up with the idea of why the Klingons look like they do in the original series. Even though you don't have to explain it. We all know it's just they didn't have the budget to do anything like that back then, but the way they explain it with the human augments and the augment virus getting into the Klingons and how, oh no, we no longer look Klingon, but it's just, it's interesting to me that they took the time to explain this.
Is it Enterprise?
Yeah, Enterprise.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never watched that one, so.
Hey, it might be worth it to you. It's certainly more worth it to watch that than any of the Kurtzman track for sure.
Oh, I mean,
See, I'm not the only one that has a cat coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple cats.
Yeah.
All right, kitty.
yeah, past
So-
those 3 J.J. Abrams movies, I don't know anything show-wise or whatever they have done since then.
Yeah.
Well, That's all
I
right,
guess
then.
that's a good thing.
that's probably a good thing. I would say so. I mean, but what do we say here? Do we think that there's a future for this, or should the show just be rested? Because I think some things, they have a time and a space that they exist in, and that's good. And they exist for as long as they exist, and then they don't anymore, and then people move on to other things and newer things. Do you think that this idea that they got to keep bringing back old IP just to to line their pockets, is the time for that over?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm tired of
think-
sequels. I'm tired of reboots. I'm tired of sequels of reboots from original retellings of reimagining. I'm just please come up with something new.
Absolutely.
And it's not bashing the IP itself. It's like you said, let it rest. It had its time and its place. And that goes for most of the IPs that they're redoing or ruining now, if you
Well,
rather say.
Star Wars is definitely an IP you shouldn't redo.
It's done. It's
Yeah.
it's over with. You can always do EU type stuff and keep putting that out and keeping the voice alive.
But
Or
they've
re-release
got,
the originals.
yeah. And they've gotten rid of all the really good writers in Hollywood right now. Like, none of them, I don't think any of them are in there. Like, it's just sad, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people get
So
older
sad.
and they want to get them out of the industry, right? They say, okay,
Yeah.
you're an old guy. I know you've done a lot of really good work and you've won awards, but you're not really what we're looking for anymore. We want
Mhm.
somebody who's fresh out of university and and has only seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's what they
Yeah.
love, and that's all they know.
Yeah. We don't need any more Rick and Morty writers going over it. I mean, fucking Lower Decks even looks like Rick and Morty, but it's shitty. It's like
Yeah.
that show is like, I mean, they're all offensive to me because it's ruining the IPs, but that show specifically,
yeah.
ugh.
I used to be a Rick and Morty fan for the first, I'd say, four
Four seasons.
seasons, maybe the fifth season. But
Yep.
after that, they just slowly circled the drain.
Yep.
And so
Totally agree.
you just kind of go, okay, yeah, it's fun to watch if you've had a couple beers and you got nothing else to do, but it's not something I religiously would go out and go, oh, I'm gonna watch the new episode or anything like that, right?
Well, it went from having deep. It was one of those shows where there was, like, there was deep, actual messaging along with toilet humor and everything else, and it just kind of got to be just esoteric for being esoteric's sake, and it was like, and it's stupid. But and if you look at the writers' room, when it goes from Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland and Ryan Elder and those guys, and then you see it now, it's like it's a bunch of fat blue-haired women, and I'm like, oh, yep, there we go.
There we go.
And those people,
You know-
they've ventured off and they're now destroying other properties. I mean, I don't understand how this is why I don't think there's any hope for it. Is you need to blow that, just fire all those people, let these IPs sit for like 10 years, and then maybe you could make something new. But they won't do that because they're not going to sit on an IP that they could be milking for hundreds of millions of dollars of losses. So I just don't think it'll happen.
They kind of lost their relevance. Like you look at South Park, it stayed relevant to just last year, right?
Yep.
But you look at Rick and Morty, you just go, what the hell happened there? Like it just
Well, they
stunned
fired
me.
Justin Roiland, and
Yeah.
I think it was that coupled with the writers' room getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and look, anybody who's worked at a place, people hire their friends or try and get their friends to come on to make it a more comfortable environment for them to be in. And when you do that, especially with
Because you
people,
look at shows
white
like
women
Family
with an
Guy.
agenda, you're fucked.
Yeah. Like you look at Family Guy, you look at South Park. Both of those have had really long runs without becoming completely irrelevant. Like you wouldn't watch it anymore. But Rick and Morty, I don't know. I watched the last 2 episodes and I was like, this is really bad writing.
It's unwatchable. I mean, it's bad. I mean, I don't know if it's Star Trek bad. It's not that bad.
No.
It's not
It's
Starfleet
getting
Academy
there.
bad. Starfleet Academy was like,
Starfleet Academy and Lower Decks pissed me off. I
angry. And Strange New World, people are like, it's okay. It's actually, there's some good stuff in there. No, there's nothing good in there. And singing fucking Klingon, fuck off. Like, no, there's nothing good in there.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
That just took away the like you took a serious science fiction and you made it a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we watching? Xena? Like, come on. Remember Xena used to have all those singing episodes? Like,
Well, that was, Buffy the
Come
Vampire
on!
Slayer as well, right? That's what all these people know. And it might have been funny to do that once in the 90s, but
yeah.
just
But-
stop. Why would you just wanted to continue to do that?
You keep devaluing the IP by just keep throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
And pretty soon,
That's-
the original stuff, the stuff that's good, it means nothing
That
because
is
you
a
have so
very
much
good
more
point.
slop on top of it.
Yeah.
Because how much bad stuff do you have to see? Like, if you want to talk about Star Wars, there used to be, 3 great films, right? And then there was 6, and the 3 great films were still great. And, the prequels, I look back on them a little more fondly these days than I did back then. But a good 6-film story. What did you need more? Now there's more bad Star Wars than there is good. And that's a problem, right? And I don't know a single person that looks at what Disney has done with the franchise and said, "Oh yeah, they're going in the right direction with this."
Yeah.
I think we got to have more stuff like The Acolyte. We got to have more lesbian space witches. We got to have more fires in outer space on the hull of a spaceship.
I don't
Blowing, like the
understand.
wind is blowing.
In the wind.
They should have taken Finn and made him the storyline for Finn should have been way different, and they would have had money in the bank.
He should have been the main character.
He should have been the
Yeah.
main character, and he should have been a Jedi. Nothing like a stormtrooper that becomes a Jedi, a slave
there's
that
an
becomes
arc.
Great story.
There's a great story arc, and then
You could even stole the Gladiator story.
instead they
Yeah.
piss it away.
You
And the same
know?
thing is happening now with DC when they just announce all these shit shows that are like, what is the point? Why do we need a Jimmy Olsen show? He's a third-tier character.
That was-
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh yeah,
A Jimmy
that's a real
Olsen
thing.
show?
but
It's
yeah,
so- A
what the
character who's
more
just a photographer, a guy, a secondary character in the background that's just ancillary. He helped.
J-
It just
I
whatever.
mean, sure,
James
you could
Gunn has
say that
done.
you could say that there was a comic book in the 1960s and 70s called Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. Sure, but do you have to adapt that? No, 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 no,
No.
no. You don't have to adapt that. They
You know,
were
yeah.
quirky little stories. You don't have to do anything about that. Nobody wants that. Nobody cares about that.
It's
But
just again,
yeah,
you're devaluing everything. You're devaluing Superman. You're taking the focus away from him because everybody else has to be equal and has to have their own storyline and background and misunderstandings. You're devaluing what Kirk and Picard and all these other guys have taught us. And I'm just using them, obviously it's the whole cruise and everything over that. You devalued Luke Skywalker, James, you name it, there's no more value.
As a person that has grown up in like both environments, my first exposure was when I was 10, because my dad always used to make me look at the Constitution every so often. But my first exposure and me wanting to know more about the Constitution was when Captain Kirk read off "We pleb nista."
yeah.
And he goes, and these values have been taken completely out of, like, Superman was truth, justice, and the American way. Where the hell were they thinking when they took that out?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They don't care.
They-
They actively dislike America.
Yes.
They
Beyond
they
just
are
not caring, they
Yeah.
hate it. They're on
Yeah.
a mission. It's about revenge now.
Well, how
They
many
need-
times did Drinker and Mauler, they said 80s, 90s, loved American action movies. It didn't matter that it was America. They were just fun. Everybody loved them. And it was, USA, rah, rah, rah. They were there for it. And it's proof that they are out to get us.
and the thing that really used to tug on my heartstrings still to this day is Superman flying with the American flag back to the White House, and he goes, "Don't worry, Mr. President, I'll be on duty all the time."
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh,
Even-
man.
communism, leftism, socialism, progressivism, all of these things
All these things.
that it is they don't understand. These writers are unwitting pawns in a grander game, which is to annihilate the West, and they don't understand that. They just don't. For as educated and smart as they are, and that's just a bunch of credentialism.
Yeah.
They don't understand, or they don't care.
No. And
Oh.
Politics is downstream of culture, and that's the one thing that they're quite good at is the avenue with which to go. The problem is they're fucking stupid, and you're trying to do this in a capitalist system. Okay, there is no, you're not going to make the battleship Potemkin 100 times and make a bunch of money in a commie country. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, you catch fire every once in a blue moon, but
look at where we're living right now. It sucks, man. We've got people walking into a Tim Hortons and getting a suicide thing within 2 hours. It's crazy.
I'm depressed. Well, we can kill you.
Yeah,
You wanna kill yourself?
that's what happened.
I know.
Into a Tim Hortons,
I'm
the
very
guy
well aware of the
he
maid
signed
program.
off on it.
Oh, yeah, they get.
It's so crazy.
When Canada makes news in the U.S., it's never for a good thing. It's never for, hey, Canada's elected somebody that's not a complete fucking retard. No, it's never that. It's always, oh, look, the retards in charge have decided that killing you is the best option here. Oh, you got a headache? Oh, have you tried MAID? You got a veteran? Oh, geez, I'm having trouble with the shrapnel in my leg from Afghanistan. Oh, have you tried MAID? Oh, I can't find an apartment. Apartments are too expensive in the city. Have you tried MAID?
What do you mean?
I'm not even making those things up.
I know.
My favorite is I work with a lot of East Indians at my work. They all came from India, and Canada has been deluged with these guys. They all want to be truck drivers because, well, being a trucker like I am, you're lazy. You just sit back, you drive the freaking truck, and then you unload it, right?
Big wheels rolling.
Every
Moving
single
on.
one of these guys in the lunchroom, we talk to them. Every single one of those guys, when they find out I'm a dual citizen, they go, "What are you doing here? You should go down in the States. I would kill to get into the US."
Yeah, well,
But then you talk to a white Canadian and they're like, "Fuck America." Like,
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
what the hell's
Mhm.
wrong with you?
too many of these commie morons living in Ontario and Quebec, and make no mistake about it, there is no electoral college in Canada. So
No.
the elections happen and Ontario and Quebec decides. That's how
Yep.
it happens. It doesn't matter if the rest of the country votes the other way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Which is why we end up with
Fair.
these governments
Well,
over and over again.
And then you run into people who just absolutely love the new Star Trek and they love the new Star Wars and
they're lying to themselves. It is objectively bad. There is no universe where somebody who goes, "Man, I just love this stuff," and I hate to do that because you're allowed to like it, but I question your sanity when you say you like something like Kurtzman Trek, because it is objectively bad writing, and this is why EFAP exists. There's because that argument Mahler had years ago with, I can't remember the name of the dude, about objective versus subjective. I mean, that entire channels are birthed on these arguments.
Yeah.
That said, people that say they like that stuff, they're lying to themselves. They know they have to like it because for political reasons and for social reasons and for they don't want to be ostracized and they don't want to be demonized. They want to be part of the in crowd. They want to be on the right side of history.
Yeah.
So they're lying to themselves because these things are objective. It would be like if somebody said, "No shit, The Room is up there with Citizen Kane," and not in an ironic sense. They're like, "No, this is actually very, very good." And I would say, "The fuck it is." And they would
What
say,
a
"No,
story,
no.
Mark.
Like this is like, Tommy Wiseau, he's the next Daniel Day-Lewis." I would say I can objectively prove that that's false. You're allowed to like it, but don't piss on my leg and tell me it's fucking raining.
Well,
This
hi,
is what
Dougie.
Yeah. It's like that guy.
You're my favorite
That
customer.
guy that played the Mandalorian. Fuck, I can't remember his name now.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro
Pedro Pascal. Them pushing that guy as the new face of Hollywood and all that other stuff. He's terrible. Like, where'd you get this
He has
actor?
anxiety and he doesn't want to be part of it. So why would you push this?
Yeah.
Well, we know why you want to push him, because of his identity.
You know, I
Yeah.
have anxiety too, and me coupling boobies helps it. So
That's actually,
I
that's good.
There
That's
you
good.
go.
Not
Good
bad.
for
Hey,
anxiety.
honey, can you come over? No, just kidding.
think-
I'm
nervous.
nervous. Feel a little uneasy. Just I need a
I'm
little,
feeling uneasy. I got. Where's the first set of boobies? I need them.
I need a couple of corkscrew turns.
I'm trying to be clean.
Well, okay then.
Jagger knows I'm not
Okay.
exactly the most cleanest person.
Not exactly. But you've been behaving pretty well on the stream. Thank you very much, Johnny.
But I think
Yeah.
to what Graham was saying before about, they're trying to destroy Western men culture with the communist ideology. I think we have a light in the tunnel. We're seeing it, capitalism with obsession in your back rooms, where they're saying, "We don't need you. It's clear. So fuck off." It's where they're going to go from here. It's
Right.
like, are they going to buy into the shit that Hollywood, we'll make you $10 billion for the sequel or something? Are they smarter to say, no, I can still do this on my own, and let them go and continue to create original IPs?
Well, that's a
Yeah.
good question for sure.
That's the
And
precipice.
none of
we're
those
at.
will come out of Canada because right now, like I was, I was trying to produce, I was trying to produce a thing called the Atomic Cowboy, and my daughter and some other people said, "Oh, you can't say that kind of stuff because you'll end up in jail."
Oh,
Canada
yeah.
is becoming like Britain.
Or
yeah.
Germany.
And if anybody doesn't wake up to that, and you won't get any IPs out of Canada if that's the case. Like,
You always want
It's
to ask people that are cheering this stuff on, when were the people that wanted to take your guns away and take your speech away ever
Mhm.
the good guys in history? When,
Right.
tell me when that was.
Seems pretty easy,
Because
isn't it? And yeah, that question just doesn't get asked. Oh no, it'll be different this time.
yes, because communism has never been actually tried.
Yes.
Oh, that other stuff, Stalin, Mao, that wasn't real communism.
Mhm.
Oh,
This time
okay.
it'll work.
this time
This
it's gonna
time,
work
Yeah.
this time it will.
because
Okay.
it's Canada and you only have to wait 24 hours in an emergency room before a doctor will even see you, but you'll still be in the waiting room. And that's a
What?
true story. That happened to me.
Unless
What?
you're in BC, then it's something around 48 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. And I sat in a waiting room for 24 hours. And then finally the doctor saw me and said, oh, yeah, by the way, your heart ticked down. You can go back to work. That's
Well,
Canada, man. But we have the
well,
best healthcare in the world.
yeah.
Yeah.
Social, when you have medicine that is funded by the taxpayer, and you have unions that are funded by the taxpayer, you only ever get the thieving of money from citizens to put into a system that is never going to be good,
Correct.
because all the
Now
money
you're
is going
dealing
to
with the
go
lowest
to
common
unions.
denominator
Yeah,
always.
yeah. So
Yep.
the more they steal from us, and they say, "Oh, well, we're not stealing enough right now," and then the unions say, "Well, we want our cut." Every couple of years, it's we need our cut. We need our cut. We need our cut. It's the same with mail. They still have the government mail system here, even though it has, for the last 10 years, lost millions, millions. I'm talking like in the hundreds of millions of dollars every year for 10 years. They say, well, if only we give them a little more money, they can fix it. God,
It's
what
the
is going
communist
on
argument.
here?
It's the same
Yeah,
thing. It's going to work
exactly.
this year, I swear.
Yep.
I swear.
And what's really funny is a large portion of science fiction and all those TV shows and all that stuff. A large portion of it is filmed in either Vancouver or Toronto.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, and can you imagine coming up to Vancouver and Toronto now, and all of a sudden you've posted something in your home country that's not illegal in your country to say, but as soon as you come across the border, all of a sudden the RCMP are, oh, by the way, you said this, you know? Would you want to, as a prime actor, would you want to even come to Canada? I wouldn't.
Mm.
I'd be
Oh.
worried about everything I said, you know?
I mean,
Not that,
I'm not even on Twitter or anything. I'm just on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to Canada. I wouldn't go to England because I'm afraid they would see something or hear something and be like, hey, you really, even though
Well,
that's a naughty word, you know, you can't say that
they
about Middle Easterners. I
they
said I
did
thought
that.
Raghead was way better than what I wanted to call him, but you know, fuck me, right?
They did that to a comedian in the UK who is a guy from the UK. He was in the US doing a comedy show, I guess. He just said some things in a comedy show. Got back to the UK, and the
Oh,
the cops are waiting for him there at the
Yep.
yeah.
airport. And you
Yeah.
just, well, why? Well,
When
because
papers,
apparently
please.
you said something in,
Exactly. Yeah, and we're
Yeah.
the fascists.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I don't know. I hope it doesn't come to the U.S., but in Canada, if you want a wake up call, look north, man, because it's
Yeah,
brutal.
I know.
Well, I think we're having a good
Sadly, it's
go at it
here.
right
I
now
think.
with the World Cup, despite how people feel about soccer and all that bullshit. It's really being proven. People who are coming over here saying, "Oh, we're being welcomed with open arms. We're having the times of our lives. People are so nice. We love this culture." And the propaganda machine can't keep them
Yeah.
quiet because
No,
social media and everything. now.
and it's
Suddenly,
funny
all the
because
propaganda they heard over there in Europe about how,
Mhm.
oh, America bad, is suddenly just evaporated. Oh,
and
Mhm.
it's funny because most of them are like going. They got one guy from El Salvador. He was going down the streets of Toronto. He's going, look at this. This would never be in El Salvador. Look at the dirt.
Yeah, of all
all this other
countries.
stuff.
Yeah.
Canadians, because they hand out their citizenships like water.
yeah.
Yeah.
Canadians have now been now I've been denied 90-day visas in Thailand. And one of the biggest reasons is shitting on the beach and not paying their hookers.
Yeah, and these are not.
I can relate to the latter.
Yeah,
I was like, holy crap!
I mean, everybody loves a freebie, man, but come on.
but
Shitting on the
oh
Yeah. Oh, it's a big problem in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah. They've actually shut down
Oh.
2 lakes.
and the
Because
beaches in parks, just
Yeah.
anywhere, I guess,
Ugh.
where they would have gone in their home countries. They
This is the
seem to think
communist
that's okay.
utopia everybody was dreaming of.
Yeah,
And-
sadly with Mom Donnie went into New York, and here in Seattle we got Katie fucking Wilson. I think she's the most retarded of the bunch. But the Democratic Socialists of America, they're making it freaks me out, man, because and these people, it's like you realize it's not just, you know, I have Trump derangement syndrome, so I'm going to vote for the abject communist who says that they're we want communism. It's like, I don't understand. It's the vote blue no matter who mentality, and those people are just brainwashed. I'm not telling anybody who to vote for, man. You know, I'm not saying you got to go Republican or Trump or conservative or whatever, regardless of what I think. Just think for your fucking self.
Right.
Don't listen to these people. They don't care. They have an agenda, just as they do in Star Trek. There is an agenda. They don't. If you believe that your well-being or anything is at the top of their list, look at the things that they're making out of Hollywood. Do you like those things? Do you feel like they have you in mind? No? Well, okay. Politics is downstream of culture, not upstream.
Yeah,
Upstream.
if they didn't spend so much time emasculating North American men, I think they would have a hit every time they did a film.
Of course they
Well,
would.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they would.
I mean, who's your main hero? Like when I was growing up, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and freaking Claude Van Damme and all these other freaking, you know.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
There was an
Stallone.
idea that masculinity mattered back then. You wanted
Yeah.
men to be men. You wanted men to be protectors. You wanted men to be fighters. And
you wanted to be Rambo.
well,
Yeah, I was just
It
saying
was-
Sylvester Stallone and Tom Cruise, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, Hulk Hogan, man. He was huge. I mean, everybody knew who these guys were.
And even when the women stepped up to the plate and they were given their due, nobody cared. It was still
Yeah.
awesome. You get your
Yeah.
Ellen Ripley's or your Sarah Connors, and you know it does not matter. Your
Yeah.
brides from Kill Bill.
yeah,
Yeah.
even Lilu from Fifth
Lulu from
Element.
Fifth Element.
Lilo from
It-
Fifth
exactly.
Element.
You know, yes, it's great entertainment. I will buy into it.
Even in the MCU, you had Romanoff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Black
mean-
Widow before they ruined the character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she
It's
had
like,
no
give them a long
superpowers
enough-
at all.
Give them
No,
a
but-
long enough timeline for anything, and they will ruin it. Right? That's,
Yeah, that's
that
true.
seems to be the lesson we've learned.
Tyler Durden, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess
It's funny they were going to kill that film too.
Oh.
The studio wanted to
Fight
kill
Club?
Fight Club.
well,
Well,
it's
Chuck
a good thing
Palahniuk
they did.
writing is fucking crazy, so I get it. I mean, it's cool, but it's weird.
I heard
Yeah, the book's a little
making
weirder, but-
they're making the Blood Meridian. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, what studio is
see.
making that?
I don't know, but I just heard that
It's-
it's in the works, right? The Blood Meridian.
I have very little faith they'll pull it off just based on track record. I mean, I'm looking forward to Godzilla. Dune 3 is fine, but again, that's an adaptation. Dune, that's probably this. They didn't fuck Dune up. It's not exactly like the books, but I feel like they didn't cram in a bunch of shit. I mean, I guess Chani's a little girl bossy, but you know, it's fucking Zendaya, whatever. But I think Denis Villeneuve has done a pretty good job with Dune. Other than that, what franchise or film is anybody looking forward to or has come out that wasn't a complete dumpster fire?
Well, the
last
one
season.
Hail Mary was pretty good. I
Yeah,
liked Hail
Oh
Project
Mary.
yeah,
Hail
Project Hail
Mary
Mary
was
was very, very
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
have not
really-
watched it yet.
that
But-
was a
Oh.
throwback, man. That was like E.T. like to me, that kind of vibe. And I
Yeah.
like Spielbergian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
liked it.
It's nice
When it's
to
still
finally
making noise.
see a story that, you know, it has a likable character that has there's a crisis and you got someone stepping up and you've got you got an alien in there too. Why the hell not? I mean, that book was
I was
spectacular. It's
kind of
fantastic. I read that a couple years back when like RMB on one of his shows recommended it, and ever since then I've been champing at the bit. And finally to see the movie, it was incredible.
And you
Yeah.
know what? They could be having this with, well, they could have, but I think they ruined it already with the Odyssey. That could have
Yeah.
been a strong stoic character
Yep.
that people could really, because people, you know, say what you will about Troy from 2004, like people still, the Achilles memes and, you know, those yells and everything, people still remember that and
Yeah.
carry that.
when I
And
picture
this could have been
Achilles,
something of that caliber.
I think so. Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
picture Achilles, it is always the Brad Pitt version of
Mhm.
Achilles because he really moves well in that.
Mm.
Like it's in the poem. When you read it, he moves exactly how it's versed in the poem. He was quick as lightning. He was fast, back and forth. He could kill a man bigger than him with one sword blow. Well, that one where the guy was bigger than him and he just stabs it through his body.
Yep.
That was really well done. But there was other aspects of it that you just
Now
if
you're
you
emasculating
yeah.
the Iliad. I forget his name already.
Homer.
The Odyssey.
Homer.
Homer.
The Odyssey, yes.
Homer
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
But the Odyssey doesn't have Achilles in it. So I don't even know why they decided to put him in there.
Oh,
It
is he
doesn't make
is he
any
in there?
sense.
Is somebody playing Achilles in this?
Or is it
Well, I think they run
that-
into him in the underworld, don't they?
Oh, okay.
yeah, but they never meet Achilles in the underworld.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I heard is happening in the movie. But I don't.
Oh,
Oh
This-
my
I heard he meets a
god.
tranny in the underworld, and that's where he knows he's in hell.
Hades comes down, he's like, "You are a girl."
I'm definitely in hell.
well,
I know you're in Thailand.
I think the problem that we faced was that there was a fundamental misunderstanding or deliberate misunderstanding, maybe, of all these things, like Star Trek, for instance. When you think about what these writers see in Star Trek, you see, you know, Kurtzman coming out before the release of Discovery, or STD, as I like to call it. That we're not. He said basically, you know, I'll quote him here. We're not here to tell good stories. We're here to push forth a message using this IP as the vehicle for it.
Yeah, he
And
said
when you say something like that's the first thing come out of here, you should immediately just be fired. Okay, sorry, no, we don't need this. We want somebody who wants to tell good stories.
RTD
But-
said some similar shit about Doctor Who, didn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, when he when he got the job again afterwards, he said the exact same thing. He's like, I'm going to tell the stories that I want to tell about, you know, and putting that message out there. So the first thing he does, he starts lecturing people on pronouns in the very first show. Just go,
Oh, that's right.
okay,
God,
you know what? No, thank you.
with the drag
No, thank
queen and shit.
You know, and you know what's better than lecturing people about pronouns? We have to have a non-British born doctor, and he has to be gay. So they find a non-British born actor who is gay playing a gay version of it. Whatever happened to the time when acting was acting, where you would go for a part and you would read for that part and you would try to become that part. You would
Yes.
act. Now it's like, okay, if you're not gay, you can't play a gay person. if you're not trans, you can't play a trans person, you know?
Right. Like Nathan Lane, he played plenty of straight characters, not a shit ton,
Yeah.
but he did. Or Eddie Izzard, or any. I mean, I just don't. It's acting. You are acting. It's not
That's
real.
what it
We're-
is.
You're not.
Yeah.
It's not IRL streaming. You're acting. You're
Yeah.
like Gary says. They're professional pretenders. You pretend for a living.
Yes. You're supposed to anyways, right?
Yeah.
But
Pretend like you can figure this out and you have a brain, because we all do, allegedly. And put 2 and 2 together, man. It's okay. I don't.
yeah.
The double standards are so obvious, and that's the thing that gives me hope for things like Star Trek or whatever, is that I think people are done with it. And once the bellwether moment may be next weekend, if the Odyssey does. Now, I still think it's going to have a banger opening weekend. The Odyssey's going to have a huge opening. After that, I think, because it's only got 2 weeks of runway before it has Spider-Man competition.
Oh, that's
I think
right.
it
Yeah.
bombs. Everybody keeps saying it's not going to. If we can have a high level, and I know we've already had a bunch, but it needs to be shit that the normies are like, that sucks. Once the normies go away, then I think it will hopefully flip. And then, because it's got to be top to bottom at these studios. You can't just have Kurtzman and Secret Hideout, doing their thing for Paramount. It needs to be Paramount saying, no, we need somebody competent doing Star Trek over here with whatever production company, and somebody doing what, they've got Taylor Sheridan, well, at least for another, year or two, until Taylor Sheridan's going to what, Netflix? All his shit.
Yeah. I
I
think
think-
so.
Peacock.
So
it?
maybe it was.
Oh,
Cock.
okay.
I know he inked some huge deal to leave Paramount and make his shows elsewhere here in like a year or two. Anyway,
The idea
But
that
if
they
it
let
starts-
him go is insane
Well,
to begin with.
and
but-
again, that's a good example of a guy who continues to make good stuff that's very highly rated, that people do enjoy. And it's like, okay, so here's your blueprints, guys. You can see it. Or like Giles says, they have to be shorting themselves, and they're actually making money shorting on their they're betting against themselves,
Well, maybe they are. Maybe
I mean,
maybe there's something further
to
in
be
here
something.
that we're not seeing. Like the
I'm with that.
other day on the stream, we were talking about Disney and just losing money over and over again on things, and then having their earnings calls, and then basically saying, "No, see, we got more subscribers over here,"
right.
but they don't tell you that they have more subscribers for Disney Plus because they've made deals with cable companies across North America, Canada, and the US to carry Disney Plus as a free add-on for low-tier cable services.
Yep.
So they're not making any money off of it, but they look like they have more subscribers now. And, they look at that, the shareholders can look at that and say, oh, okay.
Yeah, at some
That
point
must
they
mean
have to
something.
fall under breach of fiduciary obligation, don't you guys think? I mean, at some point they have to. I mean, you can't tell me that when they keep making bomb after bomb after bomb, when you have the entire not the critics, but the movie going audience, the people that pay your bills, telling you this is garbage, this is crap, and then you say, I don't care, you're the idiot. I mean, and then you lose those shareholders a bunch of money. If that's not breach of fiduciary obligation, I don't know what is.
How many bombs does it take before you have to start asking hard questions, right?
Mhm.
Sounds like the beginning of a Joni Mitchell song.
There you go. But so I guess
yeah,
I
I
mean
agree.
if somebody with talent maybe takes over one of these things, gives it a 5-year or 10-year rest, then comes back and says, "Hey, here's my plan. We're going to reboot the whole thing," or whatever, right? I mean, that's the one thing that, apart from the Jar Jar Abrams films where they sort of went off into a different universe, they've never really rebooted Star Trek before, right? It's sort of one continuous timeline.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if
Or either that or runs parallel. It's never gone back.
yeah, Yeah, so it's never really been rebooted. Nobody's ever said, let's go back and maybe redo this from the start.
You can't.
Yeah, yeah, you couldn't because people would say, well, that's not Star Trek now.
Hmm.
It would be too different again, right? Just sort of like, like the Kurtzman Trek stuff where they change the designs because they say, well, a modern audience wouldn't like all these funky little lights and things on the bridge. They need something more flashy. We need to shoot it where we have every 3 seconds there's a cut. We have to
They're doing it for the
instead of,
TikTok generation.
Lens
and that's it.
flares.
Oh, and that's the lens flare. But that's a really good point, Spider, because we were talking, I think, the other day about how they're shooting all these new movies lately in the last couple years with these with all the action happening in the middle third of the screen, right?
Mhm.
So they're doing this so that they can make clips of it to go on TikTok and to go on, YouTube Shorts or whatever like that. So they can have all the action, all the talking, all the whatever happening, put a clip out as marketing, and then people can just look at that and say, "Oh, okay." And it doesn't matter. You're not missing anything on the
They're
other
not setting it up
two-thirds, right?
correctly.
Yeah. Well,
To
they're
an
shooting it
extent, they're
as
not setting it up correctly because
you
if it just for if a ship has to fly from the left of the screen, bottom left to the top right, because that's how it has to tell its story, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to shoot it like that. It won't work if you're gonna do it straight up like
It won't.
camera, like
Yeah.
TikTok, and you're just gonna. I mean, it's something's. I'm just I'm making a shit example.
Yeah.
There's
But
parameters and things you have to do, and background, and soundscape. Maybe it's got to go from here to here.
mhm. Well,
There's so
Johnny
many
can.
factors.
Johnny's shot some films and short films and here and there. He knows all about sort of the way you want to lay a shot out and how you want that to
Yeah,
look and how you tell the story visually.
visually is really important.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, yeah, because you're looking at
like,
it.
like you look at a lot of dialogue. Like if you put too much dialogue in a story, as far as movies go, like you look at the Clint Eastwood version where he basically keeps his mouth shut and he lets the story play out, right? But you also look at the way shots are done. Like nothing is more imposing than the beginning shot of Star Wars, where you have it comes across the screen,
Yeah.
that big giant ship, right? And it just keeps going and going.
One of the greatest shots in cinema history.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you just realize, and it's one that's mimicked a lot, right?
Mhm.
So
Talking the other day about Spaceballs, and that totally makes fun of that shot right at the very beginning too. We
yeah.
break for no one.
But again, you
Spaceballs
need
is
that wide
awesome.
shot to set it up of the planet and the moon right there. So it's nice and wide. We see the
Oh, yeah.
scale of the whole thing. So now we can picture the depth and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If you
every
put that to the
part
middle
about
of the
that.
screen, like the TikTok generation,
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not
Yeah.
going to last.
No. TikTok. My mom got addicted to these soap opera stories that are 30 seconds, a little tiny 30-second segments. And basically, you have to roll those 30-second segments to get the whole freaking story, right? So for people our age, it's like really irritating because you want the whole story. But I think you could do some really good sci-fi, like a TikTok. But the whole thing is it's good and it's bad at the same time, right?
It's the AI argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
some of it you just sit down and you think to yourself, how many movies have I been influenced to take a look at just based on its TikTok thing? One of the movies that I really want to see is the one where I forgot his name. Not Johnny Knoxville, the other guy. The guy from Wedding Crashers. He plays
Vince Vaughn?
John Favreau? No, not John Favreau.
No, shit. Anyways, he plays a guy in prison, and all I see is the 30 seconds of him beating the shit out of everybody.
Oh,
Brawl on Cell Block
Brawl
99,
on
I
Cell
think.
Block 99. Yeah,
I want to see
Yeah.
that
Oh,
movie.
Yeah,
that is
big
good.
time.
wild.
You can borrow it from me. I've got it.
And I can tell you right now, like what may influence me to go see that or want to see that movie is the 30-second little pause in there, right? Or that 30-second shot. But I'm surprised studios don't do that. They don't put out really good content. Well, they're doing it with the older movies, but not with anything new, right? So
But that's the whole point. I think where it comes is just like you got to let it leave well enough alone. It's let it rest. It's
yeah.
time for something new. It's going to take a few
Go.
years, but
There you go. That one.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Vince
it.
Vaughn. Yeah.
Vince
There you go.
Vaughn.
Yeah, that movie's wild.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I see the TikToks on it. Is like the one where he goes into the muscle yard and beats the shit out of everybody.
Hmm.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are okay, look at Backrooms, look at Obsession. People are craving originality. That's what they're craving. I mean, I don't mind adaptations per se, because again, Project Hail Mary is a great example of a good adaptation. But it is so hard. Well, it's not hard. It's just they don't do it. And like one of the remember when District 9 came out? Neil Blomkamp was, say what you will about Elysium or whatever. He at least took big swings on original stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those
Just,
were
that movie and Chappie,
yeah.
which he's really a gritty director, but he's some of the best science fiction I've seen, right?
Yeah.
It's an example of using your life experience to your benefit. I mean, living in South Africa in some of those communities that are fucking war zones, right? And he uses this, and it informs what he puts on screen, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see pictures from Neil Blomkamp? At one point he was tied to an Alien reboot. And did you guys ever see that?
Yes.
The sketchbooks and stuff that he had, and the story outline that he had, where he was going to pick up, it was Newt, Hicks, and Ripley. And oh man, that when I saw those, let me see if I can find it.
it's probably for the better that it didn't happen.
Well, this is years ago, and it looked like, if you look at, what I'm talking about, right, Darth?
Yeah, absolutely. He was going to ignore Alien 3 and make a true sequel to Aliens. It looked like it was going to happen for a while too. I mean, it was in development. They gave him money. I mean,
yeah, it was being developed.
But yeah, there's a few pictures online somewhere.
Yeah, here, let me see. Yeah, here we go. All right, here. I'll put it in the private chat so you can pull it up. That way I don't have to share.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to share. Here, check this out. If you guys haven't seen this, man, this looks. When I heard they were developing this, I'm like, this is perfect. So they were going to essentially say, okay, Alien 3 didn't happen, and they're going to pick the story back up right after Aliens. And man, did that look good.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, right there for sure.
Gosh, and Hicks's face is all scarred up still from the acid.
Oh wow!
Like, God, this looked really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the company has found the engineer's ship.
Yeah, there we go. We can get rid of this ad and have a look here. Yeah. I mean, they got this weird thing. I don't know what it's a suit, I guess. Some sort of, she's going to infiltrate or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
But yeah, you bring back Carrie Henn as a Newt.
Yep.
It was, it looked to be a really interesting story and a new direction, something that would have absolutely worked. But
You know,
interesting
So
when
again-
when these companies do this, they'll put millions of dollars into development for something and then just decide to go in a different direction, right? I mean, what
This
was
is-
it that got this canceled out? Was it Prometheus or something, or is that?
yes, yeah. So
Okay.
Ridley Scott. The rumor is Ridley Scott caught wind of this, that they were that 20th Century Fox was giving Neil Blomkamp money to help. They saw the sketchbook. Apparently, Neil Blomkamp had, I don't know if he commissioned or whatever. He had the sketchbook done up and he had a story outline. Sent it to 20th Century Fox, and they liked it so much they said, "Okay, why don't you develop it more?" Ridley Scott caught wind of it, and Prometheus, and then he said, "No, I'm going to do a prequel film, and we can't have this, and that story's already written, blah blah blah," and then he just killed it.
Hmm.
Or not he, but the rumor is that he did not like this because he wanted to do Prometheus, so
Hmm.
and then it just died.
Well,
And then we got a
come
shit
on, look at this
ton of
crazy ass
those
shit.
movies.
That's awesome.
I mean,
And no offense to Ridley Scott, but man, sometimes you just gotta take a backseat to other creatives,
Mhm.
right?
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
sit and bask in the glory of the things you've made. Quit. He's like Spielberg, he just keeps rolling out there, and it's, what's the last good thing Ridley Scott made?
Probably
I would
American
say The
Gangster
Martian.
in 08.
I think The Martian's probably the last good thing he made.
Oh, I
that's
forgot
right,
about The Martian. Yeah.
The Martian.
he didn't do Blade Runner 2049, did he?
No, that was Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. Okay.
That movie was both okay and not okay at the same time.
And both not okay.
Yeah, there's parts of 2049 that I like, but bringing Deckard back, I could have done without that. I don't know.
I'm a big Philip K. Dick fan, and
Oh, sure.
I
Yeah.
don't think he would have.
No, this was very much not Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep territory
No.
at all.
It was kind of a little off.
Yeah. But that's another good example of some adaptations being done well, as far as Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep being turned into Blade Runner, or didn't they do Paycheck with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
Or was
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Scanner Darkly is one of my favorites.
Scanner Darkly was really good with Robert Downey Jr. and Keanu
Yeah.
Reeves. That one was really some people hated the cell shading animation. So it looks almost rotoscoped.
Well, it
the way
is. Yeah, they shot the film just
Mhm.
regularly and then went over it afterwards, post
Yeah.
to make it look like. I mean,
The
that's pretty
thing about
fantastic.
Scan,
It was
the thing-
innovative,
yeah.
I think.
Thing about Scanner Darkly is it's right to the book. Like, it's so good.
That is a very good adaptation. I mean, like you said, almost beat for beat. But
That's good.
A Scanner Darkly is when Philip K. Dick was 100% in the throes of meth addiction induced paranoia and shit, and it shows. But it's cool. I like it. That's what's missing from Hollywood: drugs. Like we were talking on the music stream, Spider. Like heroin made the '90s Seattle scene what it is. Cocaine made Commando, or I mean, even the TV show like Renegade or shit like that. Like cocaine definitely had a positive impact in Hollywood for film and television. So I don't know.
Commando rocks.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. The fact that he jumps out of an airplane. Like,
I love,
taking
it's
off.
going, and just you see that, and then it's just like it's like a guy jumping off the top of a ladder into a marsh. Like he's going like maybe 3 miles an hour when he hits the water. It's like and no forward momentum whatsoever. It's like
Yeah.
No,
But it was fun.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it though. I love it. My friend here, he's quite tired. He's gonna sleep for the flight.
Yeah.
It's dead tired.
Yeah, that's what it was. He's
Totally
dead
ignoring
tired.
Max Q is about what, 300 kilometers an hour.
Yes.
Remember when I said I would
Remember when
kill you
said I would
last?
kill you last? I
I
lied.
lied.
Right.
I like you, Benny. I'm going to kill you last.
You last.
But actually, you know, his
Oh,
Running
my
Man is
goodness.
probably my favorite. That's one of my favorite movies from
Oh,
that
yeah.
time period.
Yeah, I love
He
that
had
one.
to split.
You had to split.
Buzzsaw. Yeah.
I love it when
Yeah,
they go, oh,
Sub-Zero.
$8 for a Coke, and now if you come to Canada, it's $8 for a Coke.
No, it's not.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They're thinking, oh, in the future
need a
things will be so
Coke. Can I borrow
ludicrously
$8?
expensive it'll never happen.
I need to
Here we
borrow
are.
$8. Yeah.
Well, they got one thing right. Communism does raise prices.
Oh, jeez.
True.
Yeah. I mean, that
Gosh.
was.
I didn't see the new that new Running Man. Was it any good?
It was terrible.
Okay,
Did
I
not see it.
assumed so.
Really? Okay.
That was the one with Glenn Powell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to make him some kind of new Hollywood heartthrob kind of guy.
Yeah, they are. I feel like they're like sort of trying to Ryan Gosling Glenn Powell, which is weird because
Yeah.
Glenn Powell's been around for like a long time. He's been acting for a long time.
You can't
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling somebody that's not Ryan Gosling. Like,
Well, I mean,
It's
trying to
just-
Canadian somebody who's not Canadian, I think that's hard, isn't it?
very.
Hmm.
You have to say sorry a lot. Oh, I'm sorry.
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 All right, here's a
Sorry.
case of kokanee off the yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I had sex
Yeah,
with
it's
your
okay.
mom last
Holy-
night. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I love Star Trek so much, and to see what's happened to it is really sad. And like we talked about, it was always all of the things that all of the messages it tries to push were by its very nature already there, and it did not need any of that. And it's just, I think it's just part and parcel of untalented people with agendas and an actual hatred for the thing, for the hatred for the entire system that allows them to do the thing they're doing. And it's like,
Mm.
no wonder we're getting garbage.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know, shows like Yellowstone and the other one, Landman, you know, when those shows are outclassing some of the other garbage out there, it's just crazy. Like Landman's done really well.
He sticks to his guns and does what he wants to do, Taylor Sheridan.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd call him a one-trick pony, but he's got that niche, but he's great at it. I mean, whether it's
Mhm.
Landman or Yellowstone or Tulsa King
Right.
or
Didn't
Dutton
he also
Ranch.
Tulsa
Whatever.
King
write,
is I love Tulsa King. What is so
Oh,
I didn't know he did that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Lioness.
Sheridan
yeah.
also write Sicario? The first-
Yes.
the first one?
And
he did.
He wrote that, and Villains was the director.
So,
Yeah, directed it,
Sicario is
yeah.
one of my favorites as well.
I love that.
And he
Sicario.
also wrote and directed Wind River, which is, I love that movie.
Oh,
really?
okay.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Mhm.
That's
I like Wind River too. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a
And-
good
and-
resume.
I'm not really versed in film or directors or anything, but you know, I know what I like when I see it. That's for sure. Like,
Mm.
and I
Yeah,
like.
and I think
I
think
really
that
like
argument-
Landman.
Oh yeah, I think that you've hit on something there, Johnny. Is that those of us sort of in this nerdosphere often, I think maybe think that it's a lot of this is more important than it is, and we tend to amplify ourselves, and that's fine. But once the normies, Johnny Normie, and the other people, the real normies, start noticing, that's when Hollywood has a problem. That's when shows like Star Trek Academy, Starfleet Academy, have the problem that people see that and they go, well, I'm not interested in this. This is just a bunch of trash. This is not what I remember of the 5 episodes of Star Trek I saw in my life. You know,
No.
and once the normies start to notice and start to turn off, that's when you'll see change eventually. Because as much as I hate to be the guy to come out with the hot take, which isn't really hot, and say that Kurtzman is probably on his last legs at Paramount. I know
I
we've
mean-
heard that. We heard that for years for Kathleen Kennedy.
I was
But,
just gonna say.
you know, but I think if when they see the failure of these things, they might look at it and think, well, maybe we bring somebody else. This guy's had it a long time now. Maybe we bring somebody else in.
I
Yeah,
think with the
but-
merger that's going to go through, it's probably he's going to start, just
So, you know, Sal,
heads are going to start rolling.
yes, I think you're right. And that's maybe the biggest piece of hope that I have for Star Trek is because of the merger. And when Ellison comes in and starts cleaning fucking house, and he will, it depends on who they get. Are they going to get another, Hollywood progressive that totally, can go glad hand at parties and talk to everybody, or are they going to hire somebody who's maybe apolitical, or they don't have to, again, just make somebody who's good at what they do and understands the property. That's the other thing. They keep hiring people for these jobs that they go,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I'd never read the Odyssey before I played this character, or I love all the Star Wars.
Yes.
No, you don't. Clearly.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
No.
Well, you need the producers that made. If you're going to do a Sword and Sandal, you need the producers that made Gladiator or 300.
Mhm.
You don't just. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many beta boys in Hollywood right now. It's not even funny. It's like,
And yeah, Ellison is not going to. He's already failing with, even though some of it has happened under his watch. Everything. Everybody has to have a failure at one point. But with DC coming into it, he's not going to have two on his hands. I think he's going to completely clean house
Yep.
and be like, no, we have to make money. It's a money thing.
yeah,
Yes.
That's also a very good point, Spider, with the failure of the DCU.
That
What else
is-
does he have?
Supergirl's failure and the failure of the DCU the DCU might actually help Star Trek, because it might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, as far as, all right, we're done fucking losing money, guys. We got to do something else. I didn't even think about that's a really good point, Spider. That might,
Mhm.
we may look back and say, thank you so much. Supergirl might be our savior of Star Trek because
Well,
the failure was so bad.
the people that bought it are actually people that want to make money, right?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
it's enough.
Allegedly, reportedly.
So you're already losing money with Star Trek. You're gonna have another IP on your hands and lose more money and put it in more debt. That just doesn't, as a business standpoint, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you agree to buy onto this?
Yeah,
And and you just improve the Paramount Plus property by going into business with the UFC. So you're bringing more people in now to invest in Paramount Plus.
they gotta ditch James Gunn. He's a big,
Oh, yeah.
big problem, and Kurtzman is another big problem for Star Trek.
You don't want to watch Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd?
Clayface.
Clayface. Oh, my
Lantern. We're
goodness.
gonna kill Hal Jordan in the first episode.
I thought
No,
that
you
was
You
a
hear
can't.
about that
joke.
shit?
I thought Clayface was a joke. They're making that movie.
It's real.
Yeah, it's a real
Tier
thing.
3 villain.
Yeah, they're just we're gonna go. Let's do horror in the DC universe. Oh, okay, that's fine, and we'll do Clayface. And then the normies are like, "Who?"
Yeah. Stupid.
mean-
But I never liked Clayface.
Man Bat is a better known villain, I feel like, than Clayface.
Yeah,
I don't like him
Tom
either, but I
Cruise
would rather
doing
use
that.
him.
Tom Cruise
even
doing that. And
Catman.
he's just run.
or the Crazy Quilt, or just
Just
any
there's
of
so
these
much.
third and fourth and fifth tier villains.
The only thing I think it has going for it is that Mike Flanagan is behind it.
Mhm.
Well,
And he's
Really?
usually good at what he does, but hey, you know what? Maybe this is going to be a failure too. Who knows?
Well, here's yet again another Batman movie without Batman.
Yeah.
Sell. I don't
Yeah.
know if we should be all that excited, but hey, it might be great.
Who did everybody talk about in the Superman movie that came out last year? How great Mr. Terrific was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why didn't they make a
In
movie
a
about that
Superman
guy?
movie.
Yeah. So all the talk is about this Mr. Terrific character, but yet,
And he's a black character.
crickets, right? Nobody says, "Oh, we should probably get on some of that goodwill and maybe fast track a Mr. Terrific movie." No, I
No,
guarantee nobody had that discussion at all because,
Nobody's talking about Superman in his own movie. Everybody likes the
oh my
Mr.
goodness,
Terrific storyline.
yeah.
I agree.
But I mean, how many times can a guy make Guardians of the Galaxy? Right, 3
Apparently
times
every
in the
time.
Marvel universe, and now I guess 2 times in the DC universe so far.
Yeah.
And it just not
Well,
everything has to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
Can we have
he
something
made
that's
a
maybe
Guardians of the Galaxy Superman.
yeah.
That was
And though
I hated
Nathan
that movie.
Fillion fits that role as Green Lantern, whatever,
Guy Gardner. Yeah.
Guy
Guy
Gardner with his
Gardner,
terrible
he
haircut.
fits
Oh,
that role. I mean,
yeah.
he's got the biggest dad bod going, but hey, it's awesome.
That fucking movie.
It comes out as, oh, it's your grandpa's the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I like Nathan Fillion, but
Oh, I love him, but
Well, I guess we come around to almost 2.5 hours here. If you want to do some final thoughts about Star Trek and where you think it might go in the future, there. Start with you, Johnny.
well, I think they should probably shut down the IP for about 5 years and then wipe it clean from the Kurtzman track and then start over again after 5 years if they want to save that franchise. So they should do the same for Star Wars. They should do the same for all of it.
Fair enough. So where
'Cause-
can we find you on YouTube there, Johnny? You've got
Well, I got a YouTube channel, but I ain't really running it because I got other things that are
Okay.
pretty critical right now.
well, once you
So
get off of that other stuff and get going, we'll have to steer some people over to you.
oh yeah, so I gotta do the whole HeartMed thing.
Oh, well, as long as you're staying healthy.
Oh, I am.
Graham.
I am.
Graham, what about you?
I think that they do that. Well, I mean, unless Q comes down and snaps his fingers and can make it all better and just make Kurtzman Trek disappear like it never happened, they got to shut it down for a while. They have to, in order to, if they want it to be viable. You like Johnny was saying, you got to stop making stuff. You have to completely ignore Kurtzman Trek. And I mean, it's funny. Speaking of Q, if humanity's on trial, we're fucked. We're doomed if this level of Star Trek is what the best that we can produce. We all know it's not, and that's why everybody's upset. But I think there is reason for hope. You shut it down. Ellison, I think, says, "Give me we're going to shut this down, and I want to develop a team of writers and showrunners and people that understand this. And I don't want to hear you've never watched it. Maybe go to a Star Trek convention or something and pick people out that are actually fans of the shit. And if anybody, have them fill out a questionnaire. Do you enjoy Kurtzman Trek? And if the answer is yes, that one goes in the circular file. And start looking for people that actually know what's up. Don't grab people that are failing upwards. Grab people that maybe didn't get a shot, but have some fresh new ideas. And I think you got to put to bed. You got to put Kirk and Spock and all those guys to bed. We're not going back to rehash. I think the one thing you could do is if you wanted to do, and you have to recast him. And this would be an interesting idea to see what happened in the Alpha Quadrant, at least around Bajor. If you wanted to pull Sisko out of the wormhole, like couple 100 years, like 100 years in the future or something, but cast a different actor and have him kind of like have
That'd be
retrograde
kinda
amnesia.
awesome.
He's got retrograde amnesia. He has no idea how he got there, and have the Prophet still kind of talking to him, but he doesn't really know what's going on. And it's a younger version of himself. And if you've set it far enough in the future, he could even run into his ancestors because Jake has gone on and had, continued the bloodline. It would be pretty cool to have a young Cisco come out with his, he would be the great grandfather to somebody or something, but be younger than them. That might be kind of interesting, and then see, oh yeah, the Cardassians, their empire collapsed, 100 years ago. Now it's whatever, or maybe the Romulans have taken it over, maybe the founders are all running around all over the place still. You could do something like that, but short of that, that's something new. Has to be something new, but still in the vein of Star Trek.
Sounds good. Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm still working on building my channel, and I'll be, live streaming here by myself soon. You can also find me over with the Unfiltered Outlaws. We stream on Mondays, sometimes Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then Sundays. Although most Sundays I'm not on because that's when we practice for bands. But I'll be in there sometimes on Sundays.
I'll get those links in the description once the stream's over. And Spider, what are your final thoughts on this?
I'm with everybody else. Let it lay for indefinitely. Put it to rest. Time for something new. If you are going to do something, make it. I would do low key, low budget, original characters. Make it philosophical, but on a normie standpoint level. This way, everybody can get involved, and just keep it simple. And even after, if that's what they want to do immediately, fine. Or if you want to, after it lays for 5-10 years, that's the first thing, to make it a cult type thing. This way, it grows and has legs in the future. Then, by all means, do something like that. But let it rest.
And where can we find you on YouTube?
Yeah, Unfiltered Outlaws. Back tomorrow, the Sunday Saloon at 3 p.m. Eastern. Monday Mashup, 8 p.m. Eastern. And the Thursday Roundtable. And this week we're doing, I believe it's not Sansa. Letters from Iwo Jima against Flags of Our Fathers for the
nice.
movie showdown, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Cool. Sounds good. Okay, I guess I got to agree with everybody else here. I think you gotta rest it. You can't leave people with the dirty taste in their mouth of Starfleet Academy and then just go on to something new, because people will just look at that and say, "Why is this any different? Why should I bother?"
Yeah,
and it's interesting. I don't know if a lot of you saw the Deep Space Nine documentary, What We Left Behind, but
it's so good, so good.
When
check that out
Stephen
now.
Bear and the writers break down what a season 8 episode 1 of
And
Deep
that was
Space
right
Nine.
before Rene Auberjonois died. They made it
Yes.
right before he passed.
Yeah. Now, if we could get these guys back and doing this again, maybe it could work. I don't know. But anyway, I guess we'll shut it down here. I have been Darth Jaeger, and this is the Chilled Monkey Brains channel. I got a video coming out Monday the 13th on the death of Doctor Who and why that's a good thing for fandom. I also have my next video review for Star Trek at 60 coming out on the 27th, and that'll be Star Trek Nemesis. So I hope everybody out there is having a great day.
I'm
and
off
we'll
to
see y'all.
Stampede.
All right. Calgary Stampede, the greatest outdoor show on earth.
Gonna go check me out some Chucks.
All right. I will see all y'all again in streams and in chats and everywhere else. See you later.
Chilled Monkey Brain.